Wake up and talk about the teams you love.
Everybody wake up! Everybody wake
with the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with a number of cameras.
Take the cameras off the field, then there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on one. Ready, be alert for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 jet. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red, right, 18 Bob on one. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We know exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all we're going to do. Let's go out and kick some tape. All right? 1, 2, 3. Keep doing what you're doing. Sit our guys after and make the play.
Be right, all the way outside. Wide, left, fake, 396 bag, D hand, C puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid,
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
and Armin Sarian.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Locked and loaded, ready for action on a Monday in the good land. You find yourself inside the huddle. Drew, Billy, and Armin bringing it to you live from headquarters. It is a game balls and kicks to the balls Monday, and it is a let's sort through a very light, low tide sports weekend Monday.
Yeah, and Drew, you mentioned it. All of a sudden, you find yourself in the huddle. Lucky you listening on the NicoletLaw.com talking text line or on YouTube as well, because all of a sudden you have fired yourself into, as I think you used to say, the show that you didn't realize you can't live without, and the morning wake up cup of coffee that you didn't realize you couldn't live without. Because as you said, when all of a sudden we get one of these sports weekends, you need to kind of get through it together, because there's not a whole lot of fun. There's not a whole lot to discuss outside of maybe the most disastrous fourth quarter I've ever seen, outside of when I forgot to realize that I had to turn, the settings up on an NBA game. And then all of a sudden you realize you're playing on Hall of Fame against the computer and you can't get a shot off. Maybe that was what happened to the Milwaukee Bucks there yesterday at the United Center.
It's going to take, it might, we like to have fun and like to keep the show moving. And we're going to take your game balls and kicks balls on the NicoletLaw.com talking text line, 877-794-1973. But we could spend 3 hours determining what was more heinous: the Bucks finish to their game in Chicago against the Bulls, or Marquette's start to its game against DePaul.
That would be a great debate.
I was
absolutely terrible.
I was trying to consume both, and you'll appreciate this, Armin, because I'm like, all right, well, I landed over on the Bucks. I'm watching the Bucks, and I get a text from my pops, live from his couch. He's like, I'm watching the St. Mary's 7th grade hoops team right now, and he's like, no, it's actually Marquette.
Oh no.
Imitating the St. Mary's 7th grade hoops team. What they score? 14 points in the first half?
14 in the first half. And thankfully I did have the Milwaukee Admirals to distract me, because I was sitting there at like 4:30 or 5 o'clock, I think, yesterday afternoon, sitting there, experiencing the dual devastation of Marquette losing to DePaul after a listless 14-point first half performance. Losing to DePaul is bad enough when you do it in that fashion. And then the Bucks giving up a 27-0 run to the Bulls, who had, I think, lost how many
11 in a row.
11 in a row.
11 in a row.
Both those factors, and as you know, both Chicago foes, I do like to try and dunk on them. Mm-hmm. And all I could say is there have been better days. There will be better days, and today is not one of them. It was an absolutely terrible experience to have to live through, and we were able to do it. But it was really rough yesterday. Both disappointing. I can't imagine what's worse. All I can do is, first of all, as a Marquette fan, you hope for better days ahead. There was a time where losing to DePaul once was enough disaster to create a hashtag DLTD, don't lose to DePaul. Well, they did it twice this year. And this one
by DePaul.
This one at home when, Marcus Howard's back. Come on, you got to play better than that. Marcus Howard.
Well, I mean, they played in the honor of the celebration of how those teams were.
Yeah, I guess you're right. They had a couple good years, but I guess you're right, Billy. The disappointment at the end in that sense. But they didn't, Marcus Howard scored more in one media timeout than the whole Marquette team did in a half there yesterday, some of his games. So it was an absolutely just terrible day.
Well,
basketball.
and good thing that you were working, because you probably also didn't have to see the internet enjoying the fact that Ben Johnson was one of the honored guests yesterday at Bucks and Bulls.
That wasn't great either. Not
No,
great.
I wasn't a big fan of that.
You have to watch him getting honored as all of a sudden the Bulls, I guess,
The 2026 not working out very well for the northern side of this rivalry.
Yeah.
We need to get to baseball season, Drew, so we can change this thing around. I hope this isn't the penance we have to pay because of the Brewers knocking out the Cubs there in the beginning of or the end of October.
It's compounded with interest when the Bears eliminated the Packers.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Then we had to have that rub in our face, and my man's like faking taking the shirt off in their wiener circle. Come on.
Exactly. And then I have to sit there and watch Josh Giddey go all Magic Johnson on. It's like, who is this? What is going on here? At least the Badgers won Saturday. Thank goodness. Or else it would be an absolutely terrible weekend.
They had a nice recovery, but it was a pretty light weekend. Combine is done. And I'm thinking to myself, those of you early risers, insomniacs, you sociopaths who are waiting for the Y to open or the health club to open at 5, thank you for listening with us.
We appreciate it.
920 Milwaukee, 1070 Madison, everywhere in the iHeart app, and of course, YouTube, X, and the Book of Face, where we stream this show so you can see our sunny faces. But that's the combine stuff. I'm driving in today and I was thinking to myself, it's a little rough getting up after the weekend. I'm still experimenting. We're a couple months into this shift of ours.
Tap dancing around how it works.
Yep.
Had a new one for me last night too.
And then I thought, oh man, next week it's going to be one of dread. This is going to be this coming weekend. Saturday is going to be glorious because we got an Admirals game with Dropkick Murphys playing a
Hit
concert
that bell.
after.
Come on now.
My boys are going to be in town. My pals from Boston going to be in town. My close personal friends, right? Ken Casey and
close personal friends when they come to Milwaukee.
That I've met, guys I see every time.
Come on, Drew.
Say hello
you know those guys. Those are your boys.
Say hello to, but I don't know my boys, but I go see them. Say hello. They've got boys in every city because they're worldwide. Right?
You got to try and sound cool though.
They're playing at a post-game concert at the Admirals game. And then when we retire for that night, the clocks spring ahead.
It's sliced.
Which means we'll be starting the show, in terms of our body clocks, another hour earlier a week from today.
Drew, I found this handy dandy countdown app that I got on my phone, and I got a couple of different countdowns.
Counting down till you don't have to buy diapers anymore. Counting down till the full day of school. Counting down to
that one has been added. The first day of school has been added for September after the weekend that we're rolling through. But I have different things on there like Brewers opening day,
NFL
start of March Madness, NFL draft, college football starts when it starts, overseas.
Geezer Palooza
in 9 years.
9 years we're counting down. Yeah.
The one that's also been on there for a while has been daylight savings. And that's been the dreaded countdown. That's been the fear. That's been the one that you don't want to talk about. That's been the one that we haven't wanted to think about for quite some time, because in a house that we have been sliced, not only just with this schedule, but with the one that gets determined by the bosses, we've been starting earlier and earlier in the house every single day. To know that we're going to get to this point where even if in theory we're waking up at 6 or somebody else is waking up at 6, it could be good. But Sunday is going to be one hell to pay. And Monday is going to be doubled up on you have no clue what you might be able to find out on these microphones on Monday.
It's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. 877-794-1973, your ticket to the NicoletLaw.com talk and text. I will see if we have some game balls and kicks to the balls. We'll fire those up. The one of the stories buzzing around the combine, there's
hard to
bunch.
Find some, man. Hard to find as many as there used to be.
Yeah. Guys, because a lot of guys don't work out, and it's just I don't know, man. But the churn is starting, and you wonder if you're one of those NFL insider guys. Like, when do they start blowing off the combine? I mean, I know they love St. Elmo's and they love the ritual of it, but in terms of news and stuff, free agencies on the horizon, like aren't there GM or owners meetings?
Yeah, and there's so many other ways that you can get some information. But the thing with the combine is, and like people were trying to take shots at the offensive line, or at least give some defense of the offensive line on Saturday when they took the picture of the interview room. There's like, there's no one here for the offensive lineman. Why would that be? Because it starts on Monday when everybody's in there. And in a world where, budgets are getting slashed all over the place and whole departments are getting cut, they're not going to necessarily set up a bunch of media to listen for an entire week in Indianapolis in February when we're still like 6 months away from games. So the condensing of it might have to happen. But a lot of the news came out in the beginning of the week, the front half of the week, when a lot of the coaches and GMs were still there, where you could still get some information. By the time the workouts happen, man, the workouts are so good. The visuals and the way NFL Network covers it is so good. You can watch all that stuff at home, and then you don't have to run the risk of being Aaron Glenn. Right? I mean, like, legit, like the only bad things that might be able to happen to you if you're an important person, I feel like, in the NFL, in Indy, would be negative. You get caught falling asleep at the combine. Now it's not going to be a Mark Sanchez situation in Indy, but you get boozed up and you're having fun, and God forbid somebody sees you, peeing off the urinal and missing the Packers urinal stopper that I saw there, and you get yourself into some problems. So like, it seems like that, Drew, is the reason why more and more guys aren't going there, but also it's just harder and harder to get boozed up. Like I think folks used to want to, and these GMs and coaches used to. They're like, wait, we're not even going to be able to go out at night because we're in these interviews at 11. Then we're definitely not coming. So I think it's going to continue to get. It's just different because there's just such less you can access from the player perspective because everyone's so buttoned up. These guys are seasoned pros when they come to the point where, for a long time, this used to be their welcome into pro football. And instead, they've kind of been living a pro lifestyle for the last 3, 4, 5 years, a lot of them.
My favorite tweet from the combine is a retweet. It was from a couple days ago. Jordan Schultz tweeting that the buzz around the combine is that Malik Willis is going to command a $30 million a year deal.
Yeah, $30 million. And clearly the number one guy on pretty much everyone's board.
Then Sean Clifford, former Packers backup, tweeted, football is a humbling business. Getting cut is never easy, and it's even tougher when someone comes in and you slide back on the depth chart. But in this league, you learn quickly that respect runs deeper than circumstance. Malik has become one of my best friends, and there's honestly no one more deserving of everything coming his way. I know firsthand it's never been about money or headlines for him, but it's about the work, the faith, and showing up every single day, chasing the dream the right way. Watching his journey up close has been inspiring. He's showing guys like me what perseverance, belief, and patience really look like in the NFL. So proud of you, brother. Wherever you go, the team is getting a stud. God is good. Hashtag Malik Willis, at Malik Willis. Sean Clifford, the backup, whose job was sacrificed when Malik came over
really good, man.
for a low draft pick. Classy tweet, nice sentiment. And it got me thinking, like, there's all this Rodgers churn too under the surface. Like when he comes out of his ashram or wherever his darkness retreat, what's he going to do? Is he going to go play again in Pittsburgh? Does he follow Brett Favre's path and go to Minnesota?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself,
up again, I got to sweat that thing out again.
Minnesota's going to have a new GM and a new situation. And I'm thinking to myself, if you're Minnesota, you want the 1 year squeezed, ring the bar rag of Aaron Rodgers' career
and another year older,
or do you want like Tua or Kyler Murray? Which way would you go?
Definitely don't want Tua.
Is there ever a spot? Well, but
yeah,
when Tua's had weapons and stuff, and like, look, they did it with Sam Darnold. Like, could Kevin O'Connell, the miracle worker, do something with Tua, with Justin Jefferson and Addison and the tight end? Could they do something with him and make him serviceable? I don't know. But the thing is, I can't conceive ever a ranking where I have Aaron Rodgers below Kyler Murray and Tua Tagovailoa, but this may be the one. That may be the first time. That might be a sign it's time to retire.
Well, Drew, and the thing is, as we were running through it last year, maybe that's why it was time for Kwesi Adofo-Mensah to retire, because he reportedly had Daniel Jones stacked above him, didn't have Sam Darnold, above, and all of those got so messed up, and there were a lot of different reasons, but Murray's a fascinating one because he's definitely going to be on a different team. Like that's you talk about Willis. Well, crazy that Mike LaFleur is one of the leading spots for Malik Willis to go to
big time
after what his brother just cooked
Doesn't
up
that
with him.
seem like a given? Like you would think that just with what Matt's going to tell him about
Miami
the
and
dude
Arizona
and what
just
he's
make too much
seen.
sense for both, right?
Yeah.
Miami and Arizona just make way too much sense for Willis. We'll see which one ends up winning the bidding. I don't know if it's a bidding war. I'd bet on the Rosses, but I don't necessarily know that it will. Murray still has so much talent. But after the injury, my man's just been so different. And Tua is so dangerous from the standpoint of if you do count on him to run your team for an entire year, there's one hit. Everybody's one hit away. But it feels like his risk is a little bit higher. But, man, I just don't know if we're still sitting here in 2026. I didn't believe that Rodgers was going to want to hold or was going to hold the NFL still up in the air after he ran out of the tunnel in New York, pop the Achilles 4 plays in. I didn't still see 3 years later the number one story was going to be, where is Aaron Rodgers going to play? Not if, because it seems like everybody feels like he's going to. It's where. I didn't forecast that 3 years ago at all.
Yeah, I kind of thought this would be the last year, and it still might have been. We still know what's going to happen, but I kind of agree, Billy. I thought this would have been the last year for him. Then again, if you have opportunity to play, I know it's hard to give it up, but I know a lot of guys want to, and Brett Aaron's one of those guys that does love football, and I think deep down believes in himself kind of enough, maybe sometimes, delusionally, but believes in himself enough to say, hey, I can go in and play well. I'm better than this guy, so why shouldn't I just keep going and play? Because when I say goodbye, it's going to be over and over forever. So I kind of get it, but I agree, Billy. I didn't think he'd be doing it again. But you know what? Once he sees the other guys that he considers his peers, the Tom Brady's of the world, playing so long late into their career and succeeding, there's a drive to a competitive drive, a little bit of hubris, a little ego to try and do it yourself. I just, once again, I gotta have to sweat this thing out and hope it's not in purple and gold with the Minnesota Vikings. Although there's a lot of options out there. You did mention Kyler. I don't know, Kirk Cousins, isn't he still going to be out there? I mean,
yeah, but if you're going to go with the skeletal remains of Aaron Rodgers or Kirk Cousins, which one are you picking? Like same deal with Drew. Like I think like you start stacking them up, it's still hard to put yourself in a spot where you're going to rank those guys ahead of Aaron Rodgers, you would think.
Yeah, I just feel like they've seen Kirk do it in their building, so maybe they'd be more inclined to be emotionally connected.
Yeah, I kind of thought the same thing. Then Kevin Stefanski said, "Get your ass out of here." Yeah. When he got the job in Atlanta, he goes, "You know what we first want to do? Not play with you.
Yeah, not be in that experience." Absolutely. 877-794-1973. Thomas in La Crosse.
Hey, Thomas.
Is on line one of the NicoletLaw.com talking text line. He's in La Crosse, so I guess it would be Toma, and that's the city that's an hour away, 45 minutes away from La Crosse. Thomas, what are you doing up so early, man? What's wrong with you?
Morning.
Well, it's my birthday, guys. Boom shakalaka.
All right.
Let's go.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
Thomas,
man.
Had to get
You're supposed to be up till 5 a.m. after your birthday.
Yeah, after,
you
not
wake
on
up. Oh, yeah.
Was it wild last
Mom
night?
wake you up with
24.
Mom wake you up with presents and donuts?
True. Yeah, something like that. I had
Armin.
such a wonderful day.
All right, go. But yeah, man.
Music. Yeah, so I've done a lot of self-reflection. Went out to eat at Who Hot Mongolian Grill last night too, but in this time of reflection, turning 23 feels significant to me, even if it just means staying up a little later than usual, like you mentioned drills, and maybe having some leftover pizza at the end of the day. People really, I think, talk about being 23 like the legendary number. Michael Jordan's old number. For me, it's not chicken greenness. If I can make it to the fridge for a string cheese without slipping on the kitchen floor, that's a win in my book. I understand that as I get up to that big 3-0 number, the joints are going to start to feel it more.
Oh, yeah.
The bones are going to start
That's a good point.
Creak a little more, right? I'm somewhere between being done with college routines, because I'll have a fifth year next year too. I will graduate in spring 27.
Congrats.
And still figure out what comes next. Some days I try to eat healthy, and other days it's late night.
That's a great
late
This is
night
inspiration. I'm loving this. Yeah.
All right.
That was great.
And I came up with all of this, so I have a little more to share. So other days it's a late night Taco Bell run with nacho fries and a Baja Blast. Ooh, what a combo. I'm learning as I go, just trying to stay afloat. And with another year behind me, I've picked up a few lessons from my own spot in the crowd. Most of the time, I'm just taking it in, maybe with some cheese curds nearby, courtesy of Culver's, of course.
Nice.
And here's number one here, the Packers reality check. I hear Packer fans talk about patience, but deep down, we all hope for wins right away. The voice here. We cheer for the young players. But when the playoffs slip away, you can feel the disappointment at the Friday fish fry, wherever you are, right alongside those floating cheese curds. We don't panic, but maybe there's a quiet sigh into the potato salad. That's just how it goes in Wisconsin. We have truth. We have number two here.
Oh,
let's get into a little Brewers spring.
Is there a Thomas to English dictionary
I'm
anywhere?
losing you a little bit, Thomas.
Yeah.
I'm losing you a little bit.
Yeah.
I think for your birthday, we're getting you a new phone.
I think
that's
that might have to
brother.
be it.
Yeah.
That and okay, we're in fast food, and then Packers young players.
Well, and let me think of what I was trying to decipher exactly what we were getting there, because I get you get a little wistful on your birthday. You always do. Right. You always do. But you start to think of demanding, wanting excitement, wanting those players to pop right away, or you want to be in a draft and develop, but you want to also get the shiny new toy. Packers might not be able to do that. The fast food thing, Drew, I can definitely level with, though, because the thought of once you hit that drive-through, realizing that you're going to get the menu item and an additional sandwich, that moment in time where you realize you don't need the additional sandwich because you're past the time.
That's true.
Where your metabolism is just going to rip through that one. That's a hell of a line to cross. That's a difficult one.
I'll say this, though, and he did mention it. I want to say happy birthday, Thomas.
Yeah, happy birthday,
23
Thomas.
is between boy and man, but you're still closer. You got a long way to go, brother. You're
a
still
lot of time
good.
to enjoy.
All
it.
right, as a man that's now in the geezer level, okay, I'm across the Rubicon of 40. Happy birthday. And you know what? You get that extra Baja Blast at the Taco Bell drive-thru tonight, because you know what? You're still young enough. You're still spry enough. And by golly, you've earned it.
You're as young as you'll ever be.
And kudos. Clearly, he didn't want to wake anybody up in the house. I think that was the key.
That's fair.
Point.
That's a good point. Yeah, we didn't want to wake anybody up in the house.
Yeah, but the Baja Blast, my advice to anybody in their early 20s is like, make the shift now, start drinking the diet drinks, get used to it, power through it, because eventually saving yourself a couple hundred calories a day is going to be the difference between staying the same weight and sneaking on those 1 or 2 pounds a year, which after 10 years.
Then all of a sudden you're like, damn.
True, if you like sucralose, this is our Drew.
Yeah, that's an aspartame. Everybody tells me diet soda is bad for you. Bud Selig chugs Diet Coke more than I drink Diet Dew, and he's doing fine at 90.
It looks like he's still pumping.
Good point. We can all be him.
The Baja Blast is the one that I just never got behind.
Me either.
I never got behind it. Maybe it's just because I was a Code Redder.
Right. I like it. It's a good soda. Baja Blast is an enjoyable, tasty soda, but I'd always prefer, like for me, I'd prefer cherry Pepsi or Dr. Pepper. That's just how I am.
There you go.
Reason why with Diet Dew, I like it. I like it, but it's not Code Red.
I know.
I just had so much Code Red playing Halo when I was a kid.
I totally agree. I did love Code Red. Livewire, I did not like.
Right. We are up. We're off and running, and so far we haven't been evacuated due to a gas leak.
So
stay
good.
tuned.
I can see Dolph booking it back
for
here,
the
though.
drama that is
right
the Monday
here.
edition of the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
What it felt like out there.
I mean, it felt good. It felt like I was at the playground as a little kid, you know. You can't dream of anything better than that. Teammates was behind me the whole time. They wanted me to shoot the ball. I'm going to let that slide.
All right, I got to go to you. 32.
good-looking listeners and Insomniac. Greetings, smart, good-looking listeners. Monday edition of the Huddle. Drew, Billy, and Armin bringing it to you. We're still here right now at headquarters. Rumors of a gas leak somewhere in the building over in Thailand, which is the business side of the building. Our country compatriots, the country station down the hall, said that they smelled some. It could have been a natural gas leak in the building.
Now, that is one that I have just like, I don't smell very well, but I can tell myself that I can smell rotten eggs a lot, right? Like there's a lot of times where I was like, that smell it?
Yeah.
That smell like that? Does it smell like that? That gets to a panic level. I don't know. I saw some lights outside. Like not like police lights or like fire lights, just big,
lights?
bright headlights. So I didn't go around to see who the headlights belonged to, but it looked like there's some action going on.
And it seemed like a serious enough moment where I wasn't going to drop the old dad jokes every time you hear gas leak. You know what I mean? I wasn't. I must have been the chili I had last night. I wasn't going to do anything.
Did have chili last night too.
Yeah, but you know what? I resisted. I kept the seriousness of the moment involved.
Good job. Yeah. What is
Thank you.
That would be like, that's like cheering for the adult edition of the snow day when you're in school.
100%.
Like, okay, hey, we get out for a little bit. Like, can I send it home? Or no, it's funny because so many people, like, and bless our people that listen to us that work remotely or in a hybrid fashion. No big deal. Just go work from home.
Right.
That's, most of the empty desks over in Thailand tell you that people are remote.
There'll be a lot of remote work today. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like, if we cheer for that, like, even if we got sent away for an hour, what would we do? We'd get on our phones and like, Armin, could you produce the show remotely from somewhere outside of the megaplex?
Rush and freak out how to figure out how to get on.
I think that technology is upon us one day soon, but I don't think I'm quite there yet here as I sit here on March 2nd, 5:30 in the morning. I don't think we can. However, you know me. I mean, the closest door is right here. So I can come in, press a button, run out, come in, press a button. Every good producer is going to go into the fire to try and get something on the air. I mean,
maybe, yeah. Well, I'm glad you're the good producer then. I'm glad you're the good producer.
Duty,
yeah,
Billy,
I'm glad you got that one.
It never leaves you.
Because, Drew, you say the adult version of a snow day. It kind of feels like when the fire alarm gets pulled and we're all shuffling out and walking and you're seeing all the classes herd their way out. Like, wait, I don't know, man. This wasn't scheduled. Like, this could be a real one. Like, this could be yeah, but dude,
right.
We're still gonna have to take the test. All right. Like we get it. She just handed it out. We're still gonna have to take it tomorrow. Yeah, but it's not today. Like as much, I'm still the one as we're all walking outside saying, I don't care when we have to take it. I don't care about all the logistical stuff. Let's just get out of here now and worry about that problem for future us. Right now, we could get a free day that we didn't realize was just ours in the palm of our hands. We can make this whatever we want because we have an extra 13 and a half minutes that we're not sitting in class. That's a beautiful thing if that's exactly what happens.
Beautiful thing. 877
Probably won't, though. It looks like people are still walking in here and getting back to business.
197.3.
Oh, they are?
No, I don't know. I saw Ben walking in here.
Ben,
that's true. He would have walked into the far. He would have walked into the fire.
Ben listens to us on his drive in.
Yeah, and he would have driven by the headlights. So I think he would have been cautioned. Maybe.
But if you hear us saying something like, and you're driving in, you're Ben, like, do you ever know, like, these guys serious? Like, come on, like, I'm still.
He probably did think it was the chili.
Here's an existential question: as a man who spent many, like probably 1,000 nights in hotels, more than 1,000 nights in hotels in my life. When late at night, the hotel fire alarm goes off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you hit in the lobby, you waiting. I gotta wait till I see a fire truck at least, because a lot of times it's some drunk kid pulling the thing.
Most people
Thomas
don't.
Lacrosse's friends.
Sure,
it happens sometimes at my condo building. Like sometimes when it's really cold, the coldest night last winter. Our fire alarm went off because something triggered, like in the HVAC system or something. And like, oh man. And normally I wouldn't go down to the street, but it's so loud, it freaks out my dog.
Yep.
So that's the time I got to get the dog out of there because she freaks out. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm better off just going for a dog walk at 3 a.m. And all my neighbors are in their bathrobes shuffling around and we're all huddled in the lobby or right outside the front door. And then invariably, a huge fire truck comes, a couple guys get off. I'm like, yeah, it's just an alarm. Nothing we can do. It's all good. Like, you're not in any danger.
It is one of those things. I was, as you know, an RA. So is Billy, sort of.
I was. Not sort of.
And the fire drill was like a very specific process we had to follow. But there was a drunk kid that pulled it every weekend. Like, so you had to get everyone out, get everyone in. It was very, so you do get desensitized, a little bit of crying wolf aspect to it. But then I also, I see these old documentaries of people that, caught a fire, didn't want to get out. I'm like, I don't want to be that guy. That's the tough part of this. Like, and what if we got a good segment going? We're on a heater.
That's true. Well, we're always on a heater.
It's already got the table when you're on a blackjack streak. It's one of those situations. So that happened to me once in a hotel. I remember the alarm, like some alarm went off, but then it went off. It was like 3 a.m. Then it turned off. So I'm like, all right, I guess we're good. You would think, me being the warrior I am, Billy, that I would just
flying out of there.
No, but I did make sure to mention it the next morning when I checked out.
Try to get some off.
Get that little 10% off.
Did you get that resort fee kicked off?
Yeah, I did. I said, hey, my wife was, had to stay up.
And by that, Laura's the one that got the resort fee taken off, and you stood by.
Well, yeah, I didn't say anything. Yeah, I just let her do her thing.
Well, listen, I'm glad somebody was able to take care of it. Drew, I guess I'm like Jet. I'm like the dog. It depends on how long it takes me to be done with hearing the alarm.
That's a good
point.
It
won't necessarily be like a panic. It'll just be, all right, I can't listen to this thing anymore. So I am going to get up out of here and move, because we lived on the 3rd floor in our last apartment building. And again, so if indeed something was happening, we'd have to figure out a way to be able to get down the floors, and that could lead to some trouble. But I think we had one night where it happened 3 straight times. That's where by the 3rd one, you figured out any way possible to just pull a pillow over your ear and block that out, because I'm not getting up here again.
But go with the noise canceling Bose headphones.
Yeah, fool me once, shame on you. But like Armin also blames the drunk kid pulling the fire alarm. In my experience, it wasn't the kid pulling the fire alarm. It was the drunk kid forgetting to put water in the Easy Mac, getting back from the bar at 2 a.m. and then all of a sudden that fires up.
The guy who throws in a Palermo's pizza and falls asleep, and it turns into a hockey puck, and there's steam all over the place.
You're not supposed to put the cardboard in there too?
Yeah. Oh, that's a rookie mistake.
I apologize. My bad.
That might be.
I thought you put all of it together.
That might be like one of the pathways, one of the signposts on the way to adulthood is the first time you make that mistake. Especially when you're living by yourself and you throw in a pizza and you realize, oh, I put the cardboard on.
Hey, at least you took it out of the plastic.
True.
I mean, again, think you got it. Small baby steps here, right? You took it out of the plastic. Just got to go to the next step.
Accentuate the positive.
All right. So as you guys with young kids, and I'm in a different stage of life, but as you guys with young kids, I need a ruling on this, because speaking of noise and the Bose canceling, I just had a flashback. My Sprout, who's now a functioning, contributing to society adult.
The goal of everyone.
She was a very good kid, but there were a couple times when she, fussy, crying, had those fits where there's nothing you could do. And fortunately, most of those happened while we were at Stately Olson Manor at home. But one time my wife came home, baby was fussy. I'm holding the baby, and I had on the noise canceling headphone thingies that I wore to cut the lawn.
Yes.
Oh, sure.
The
yeah.
ear protection. And I had those headphones on,
Menards,
and I'm holding the kid, and my wife got mad at me. What are you doing? I'm like, what do you mean? She's not going to care. I'm protecting my ears and
help.
I'm letting her scream, trying to comfort the baby and protecting my own ears and lowering my own frustration level.
Yeah, that's a good move.
My wife got pissed at me.
Yeah.
Like somehow I wasn't holistically parenting enough. Oh God.
No,
I'm just protecting my ears and my sanity. Like, why is this a party foul?
We're all trying to
This is
help.
one thing that we've been talking about for years. And I'm wondering, as you guys have young children who have those moments where they just can't be, they're tired, they're hungry, they're irritable, they can't be consoled.
Yeah, mom's not there.
What's wrong with putting on the ear protection?
I don't mind that, actually. I think the thing is, dudes think logically, all right? That's a logical, dudes think logically. Like, that's a logical decision. It's a smart move. It's going to help everybody involved, because you want to be able to stay calm, not stay frustrated in those moments where the crying automatically heightens anxiety. To me, I like that idea. I don't think that's a bad one at all.
The baby crying at full volume is not that dissimilar to the lawnmower or the snowblower sound, right?
Firing up the chainsaw, it works out both ways.
Yeah. So I just wonder about that. If we have some smart, good-looking female listeners who want to weigh in, I'm willing to entertain the arguments, but I've never really heard a good argument other than aesthetically. And there's nobody looking at me. Not like I'm doing it in a store or something.
Yeah.
I had on the headphones in the privacy, in the sanctity of my own home.
I don't think that's a bad idea at all. Actually, I wish I would have thought of it.
I thought about that, and I was like, we should market these.
Yeah.
The guys already probably have them, but if they're in the garage, if you have the home pair for the baby care, they put a little baby logos on them or something, we could market these and make some cash.
As long as go ahead, Billy.
No,
Sorry.
and I just fired in the earbuds, and I got the similar look of
right.
Well, why are you not?
Why are you not in tune with your child?
Be
Present. I'm
No,
doing
I'm
everything
actually
I can.
helping both of us here. I will not get as frustrated and then sweaty, and then also then making him more frustrated while holding and trying to rock, knowing that the only person that's going to soothe said child is you.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
the whole thing is
true.
we're just waiting for, in all of these situations, waiting for mom to get
Waiting
home.
for mom,
Right.
because
And we are just trying to survive long enough and wait for mom to get home. To me, that's like the elementary backstroke. All you're doing is trying to hold on to and preserve your energy.
That's so
preserve
true.
as long as possible that you're going to be able to until the relief force gets there. Because yesterday, just screaming, I'm like, dude, I'm trying to help both of us here. I'm trying to help you to get back into sleep, to get all these things off that are now soaked. This is going to be a good thing for all of us.
Right.
That's right.
It wasn't a good thing for all of us. It was only good for him because he had a lot of fun screaming.
So
today's a new day.
what did we accomplish in this segment? Well, we talked about the adult snow day and the gas leak. And now I'm officially rooting against evacuating the building for a gas leak because I just remembered that Matt LePay is going to join us after 7:20.
Oh, that's a good point.
We're hoping we
That's
can
a good
at least
point.
Or
Let's talk to Matt.
if we have to leave, we can hopefully get back for that segment.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
Well, that, and I don't want to miss game balls and kicks of the balls, which
Yeah.
fires up just after 6
Yes.
o'clock.
I
We
do
got a
wanna
new
know if
segment debuting at 6 o'clock as well.
Yeah,
today.
I also do want to know if we can fire up a pizza. Like I want to know like where the restrictions are at. Not that we're going to go and light up a couple of smokes in the sales office, but how safe are we in here?
Let's do it. Let's again, if
Trial and error.
if the gas leak brings the fire department here, they'll be able to take care of the pizza in the pizza oven.
That's
a great point.
For one job. Might as
Two
well-
for one. We'll double up. All right. We're having some fun. Game balls and kicks the balls. If you can't wait, if you're one of those early go-getters, send them to us. 877-794-1973. Comments flowing in on the YouTube stream as well. You're hanging out with us in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
to go to you. 32, a career high 9 threes. Tell us about that.
You can't dream of anything better than that. Teammates was behind me the whole time. They wanted me to shoot the ball. I'm gonna let that fly. The whole time they wanted me to shoot the ball. I'm gonna let that fly.
The Monday edition of the Huddle. Rocking and rolling. Rocking rivers, shaking lakes.
Now, this is why you don't do this. This is why you don't do this, Drew. This is why you don't do dumb stuff. This is why we need to find different ways to occupy our time. Hot air balloon. We're watching here on the sorry, I apologize to stunt your roll. I knew you were about to bring out some absolute heat.
Not at all.
We're watching a video of a hot air balloon rescue where the hot air balloon looked like it got caught on some kind of wire, some kind of stanchion. So again, we have planes for reasons. We have helicopters for reasons. I can give you all the beautiful aerial views. The hot air balloon was one that while I was growing up, just never understood. Just never grasped why we're going to go ourselves up into a flaming balloon and then all of a sudden we're just going to drop some sandbags and it's all going to work out. This is what happens when you put yourself in terrible situations. This is what happens when we think we're smarter than life. Whoa. Why are we doing this? Just go up there and look at the pictures. We don't need to go live up there in that experience.
Yeah, there's another deal here. We also grew up in an era where like hot air balloons were always in disaster because there was always like every sitcom, every show that everyone that went up in a hot air balloon, Urkel, whoever it was.
It never ended well.
Never ended well. It was sort of like quicksand. I grew up thinking quicksand was going to be a much bigger problem than it really was. I mean, we were inundated with quicksand.
That's true.
Like story, imagery all the time in the 90s. And
cartoons.
I feel like, yeah, cartoons. It was always quicksand. It was always like, watch out for quicksand. I've never encountered quicksand.
Not once in my life.
In my life, so we'll see. I don't know, Billy, but I'm with you. I probably wouldn't do the hot air balloon deal. I'm probably gonna pass on that experience.
I mean, like, and Drew, I don't know, have you ever done the parasailing in your Caribbean ventures? That one to me seems a little bit like makes more sense
because you're falling in water.
There's a boat, you're floating, you're over the when I got a big gas-lit balloon and all of a sudden we're just going to go up and then down. It felt like the Logitech controller to go look at the pictures of the Titanic. I know what it looks like. I think we'll be okay there.
Some kid like in the subdivision with a BB gun shooting at my hot air balloon.
Yeah, I'm thinking a
practice.
lot of different things that could go wrong.
A lot of things could go wrong on that. Yeah, it doesn't seem like the juice is worth the squeeze there.
I appreciate it. I like it, and I'm not trying to get mad at anybody the way you get down. Go and have fun with what you're doing, but it's just like let's be smarter. Let's find ways
into
to
the skydiving argument. My younger sister on her 30th birthday did a skydive. She wanted to do it. It's a bucket list thing. Cross it off, and she did it. Like, would you do it again? Well, probably not. But now she's done it. But it's like, okay, jumping out of a perfectly good working airplane, good for you.
It's one that's going to go up
one that I'm going to sign up for.
I'm with you. But then again, everyone's like, oh, Armin, you live too cautiously. And then once again, I start thinking about, why am I putting this helmet on? At the skydiving. What's the helmet going to do?
Well, listen, it could totally help you. It could help you from a bug that might all of a sudden intercept and split your head open.
My thing about skydiving is I've never actually, I don't worry about it like the parachute opening or me being like, I don't worry about any of that stuff. I don't know why. I just feel like enough people skydive enough where it's done safely. And I worry about the fact that I'm going to pass out and not enjoy the whole experience because I'm going to be in a free fall. I'm going to be, I'm going to be uncomfortable or passed out the whole time, So I'm like, I'm just not doing that. I'm not paying all this money for this.
Atta baby.
What's it going to do for me?
The guy is like, hey, sir, did you enjoy your time?
How much
was it? It was a good nap.
How much is it?
Yeah,
I don't know. I can't say.
There you go.
I better do something I'm going to enjoy with that.
That's the one thing about being fat that always helped out. You always had the easiest out. Oh, over the weight limit.
I'm over the weight
limit. Sorry. Like Raging Bull was always that roller coasters to me. I'm down. I enjoy it. Some of them, no thanks. That one where all of a sudden I walk up and they try to strap up no pause. The small. Good one for the visual audience. Like the smallest little buckle, Drew, that didn't even have a seatbelt that just held over your crotch, and I'm supposed to drop 200 feet.
Exactly.
I have never flexed my thighs harder when they were trying to close that thing. Oh no! Oh darn! It's not gonna close. Rats. Dang nabbits. I guess I'm just going to have to meet you guys down at the bottom and I'll have to walk down the steps. Oh, man, I can't believe that happened to us.
Hey, time for our Wake and Bake segment. We're shaking things up a little bit. A little Wake and Bake for those of you up early. Brought to us by HappyPlaceHemp.com. Rob and Chris, our pals in Muskego, make the best CBD products anywhere you'll find them. And they ship everywhere legally, locally in the state of Wisconsin. We recommend those Delta 8s, the Delta 9s, the Drift gummies. They got some Sleepy Time gummies that are perfect. They have lotions, muscle creams, pet products. HappyPlaceHemp.com. You'll get 25% off and free shipping if you use code Huddle. The other codes are going away from the previous shows. Huddle, 25% off and free shipping at HappyPlaceHemp.com. Now, I'll go off the board on this one because you guys, I would never insinuate that you're under the influence of anything when you're working Admirals games, but the backyard sports night, what's it like to be walking around and in the presence of Pablo Sanchez in the backyard sports universe on the weekend? What was that like? I mean, it had to be almost surreal.
It was surreal. It was a lot of fun. It was fantastic. And
a little heavier night for Armin to lift than it was going to be.
Yeah, that's okay. Before. No worries, Billy. Don't worry. I defended you. It wasn't your fault.
I appreciate it.
We'll tell that story in a little bit, I guess. But Pablo Sanchez itself, listen, the Admirals do a fantastic job with their promos. They're always hitting the culture right. They always know what's big. And there was a lot of excitement for that night, and Pablo Sanchez is got a big head.
Big head.
We were having trouble getting Pablo through that concourse. I mean, the arena was built, many, many years ago, and the hallways are a little smaller and the concourses are a little smaller. And Pablo had to fit his way up in section 208 there, Billy. So, yeah.
Well, and it's not as much of the Roscoe's a tall cat, right? And he's a big son of a gun.
Big guy. Knows where his head is, though.
But those broad shoulders, not nearly as broad as the ears on Pablo Sanchez. You guys have to force feed him through any of the doorways to try to get him through?
Yeah, the ramp up to the concourse to the main seating bowl, and then when it like ramps up, but the ceiling's kind of tighter, had to get in a crouch kind of like and push him through. It was pretty awesome, actually. But the amount of kids that were excited from all ages, I think a backyard sports franchise as like
I would have thought the kids were 36.
Yeah, exactly. Something from our grade, but the kids now love it. They know about it, and it was great to celebrate a legend, Pablo Sanchez, and the Admirals getting 2 wins this weekend.
That's even maybe more important. The new backyard sports game that they're firing up, the trailers of it, the graphics I saw this weekend. Holy cow, does it look good? Like it looks
fire.
Really, really impressive. Did bust it out and downloaded it on the PS5 of the 1997 version. Glad video games have advanced. Like it is a lot of fun.
Sure.
It is very, very cool. Glad I'm living in this day and age when the games are unreal and as good as they are, because they're only going to get better. And now, as the 31-year-old father of 2, Drew, at one point said, playing video games, people have said, all right, waking and baking. I guess that's all you're doing now. It's a little bit more accepted to be gaming at this point in age. It feels a lot better.
Kids are making money on this.
Yep.
Twitch and stuff.
I still have to figure out how to do that, but we're going to try. Maybe that's an hour too.
HappyPlaceHemp.com, code HUDDLE, 25% off everything you order, every time you order, and free shipping.
Best deal around. The free shipping is something that you're not going to realize you can't live without.
Absolutely. All right, 877-794-1973. Game balls and kicks fire up after 6. Matt LePay joins us roughly 7:30. We're not evacuated yet. I think our adult snow day is not going to happen today.
I think we're clear.
And I'm glad. I'm here for it. We're powering through. It's the first day of the week. It's the first day, work day of the month. Let's get after it. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Sure of what to make of the Bucks' utter collapse at Chicago last night. They lose 120-97. Milwaukee actually led by 16 points at halftime and then got their doors blown off after intermission.
I don't know if there's such a thing as a basketball gods, but if there is, he was alive tonight. When you approach the game and play like that, you don't deserve to win. If we had won the game, I'd have been upset. I'd have taken the win because we need it. But that is not how you play basketball.
Bucks coach Doc Rivers, the Bulls using a 27-0 run and snapping their 11-game losing streak. Milwaukee hosts Boston tonight. College basketball, Marquette loses at home to DePaul 62-51. The first time since 1991 that the Blue Demons have swept the Golden Eagles in a season series. Football news, the Vikings reportedly will release former Packers star running back Aaron Jones after 2 seasons. The Admirals skate to a 4-3 win at home against Manitoba. Hour 2 of the Huddle starts now. I'm Doug Russell on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
And welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love.
Everybody wake now! Everybody wake
with the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with the number of cameras.
Take the cameras off the field, and there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on one. Ready, Bill for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 get. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red right 18 bob on one. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We're going to tackle what we got to do. All right? That's all we're going to board down to. Let's go out and kick some tape. All right? Hey, yo. 1, 2, 3. Keep doing what you're doing. You got to sit our guys after and make the play.
B right, all the way outside. Y left, fake 396 bag. D hand, C puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid.
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
And Armin Sarian.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Monday edition of the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin, 920 Milwaukee, 1070 in Madison. Welcome all the folks whose alarm goes off at 6 a.m. Welcome to the Huddle.
You made it.
You made it.
You made it. This is March, and you made it to Monday.
Seize the week. Yeah, we had that little snow on Saturday.
Lovely.
Depending on where you are in the state, to a lot more.
Was
Let's
that
get
one
rid of this quick.
Was that one I should have just left to let nature take care of? Because it's going to warm up a little bit, and the sun was out already.
A majority of mine did take care of itself.
I look like a try-hard getting out there at like 7 a.m.
No. You look like a man that
Come on
is
now.
not derelict in his duty.
That's
You
all
take
I
care
want.
of
man.
the house.
That's what I want to hear.
Proud of you. Let's go. Look at you.
Because when I'm done clearing the driveway, I like to take a victory lap at home. You know what I mean? I like to walk around, like I'm the man. Like, hey,
how many angles do you look at your driveway at once you're done clearing the snow off?
I just I walk inside like, driveway's done. It's all set, all done.
All done.
Yeah. So.
Then you go and pour yourself a cup of coffee,
Yeah,
Drew,
it's
and
all
you know
good.
he stands right by that big window right in front, puts the hand on the side, takes a sip.
Feel productive already.
That's good.
Yeah. So there's a little ego involved.
Well, I'm proud of you. Listen, because your boy did let nature take care of itself.
Yeah.
I was very, very quick, Drew, to let that one.
And
You
You don't have to worry about that anymore, Drew. which
Not
is
at
nice.
all.
Yeah.
Being a condo resident is nice in that regard.
It is.
Although, yeah, sometimes the sidewalks, our sidewalks usually pretty clear. What those HOA fees go for.
Yep.
But then in the neighborhood, if they're not clear, that kind of sucks. But it won't be long. You guys will be able to run the gas out of the snowblower and have that ceremony.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
another one. Yeah.
A little stable in there, a little in the run it through.
The problem was, Drew, I was actually proud of myself, and I thought some would be proud. And then talk about the victory lap. I actually thought ahead and went and got gas for the snowblower because the last time it snowed, your boy didn't have gas in the snowblower, and then decided that I was going to shovel the entire thing instead of going and getting gas for the snowblower. Then I didn't even have to use it.
You got another 8 weeks of the danger zone where we could get
True, yeah.
I like clockwork. It used to happen every year around St. Patrick's Day, around the time of the state hoops tournament.
you
When
put
I'd be
everything
in
away.
Madison covering
Yeah.
state high schools. Me and Patricus, we camped at the Concourse Hotel for the girls tournament one week and then the boys tournament the next week. And it would always, at some point, a huge, massive snowstorm. It'd be like the fieldhouse announcer. Those of you from Amherst might want to hit the road now. The roads are really bad. Like,
that over there.
Okay.
It's one of those things where you said to yourself, too, you look at the 10-day, at least I do, and I'm like, all right, well, when's the next 50-degree day? Maybe this thing will melt quickly.
Yeah, it's going to knock on the door this week, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, end of the week is going to be nice.
But then a lot of times with the snowstorm you're talking about, Drew, the one you kind of least expected, they got it in Boston and New York last week. It would stay cold for a week. Then you're like, I got to go do this. Just knowing that in a month it's going to be melted, but just the way it is.
This week's going to be marked by rain, and they're going to be knocking on 60 by Saturday.
Yeah.
So
it's going to be buzzing.
Good shape.
The Milwaukee County Zoo was doing some robust business on Friday. It hit 50, and you could tell everybody grabbed the gloves and the hat, put the hat on the little one, and said, "We are going here, and we are going to get out of the house by hell or high water because we need to get some fresh air in this place."
That's when the searches for how much is a zoo pass really hit on Friday, because everyone's like, we could do this every weekend. We can get the zoo pass.
Absolutely.
That is the most used Christmas gift in our house every year.
Oh, that's wonderful.
By far the most used. The way better than the toy that all of a sudden somebody plays with and then you realize that you want again.
Right.
That'll get an absolute workout here. And again on Friday, because if every day that thing hits 50 before real spring. This is all still fake spring, right?
This is all fake spring right now. None of this is real.
None of it's real.
When will we cross that Mendoza line?
When's the Rubicon? April 10th? Like, what do you think, Drew? Like, when
you can
we
still
clear?
get it. I don't know. I think you're clear.
May 15th.
Yeah, I was going to say tax day.
I was going to say tax day?
Tax day and beyond.
NFL draft at the cut
you
down
still
day?
might get one of those freakish ones in May, but that's rare.
The latest ever, my dad always talks about the May 10th snowstorm in like 1990.
Yeah, those are almost a source of pride, I feel like.
That's absolutely a source. That's like the memory makers. Like those are the source of pride, like you said, Billy.
And that's the one, even though you do know it's going to melt.
Yeah.
You go out and clear off. He's like, last one of the year. I got it done. You have a little sip of a cold beer after, and it's I'm proud of myself now.
That's the one that the boomer dads have reunions for. They make Blazers say, "I lived through the 1990."
I was there on the May 10th.
So what were you guys? What were you guys doing during that? You remember that time, guys? Yeah, I was out in my shorts the day before it. So I love that.
Oh my
stuff.
goodness,
that is awesome.
All right, 877-794-1973 NicoletLaw.com talk and text line. You can also converse on the YouTube stream. We're streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and X, in addition to being over the air on 920 Milwaukee, 1070 Madison, of course, the iHeartRadio app. Game balls and kicks to the balls. Let's get it going. Let's fire it up now. Armin, for folks who are new to the program, on Mondays, we recreate the scene in a locker room where you get to hold the ball aloft and present a game ball for a job well done to anybody or anything. It can be sports or life. Your game ball celebration today on the program sounds like this.
I'm going to let that fly.
I don't know if you know what that was right there. That was Braden Carrington after the Badgers beat the Washington Huskies.
He let it fly.
Yeah.
He was ripping them. Oh, my goodness.
He was letting it fly.
In the post-game interview on TV, he had, what did he have? 30. I should know this. I should have looked it up.
That game, as satisfying as it was,
32, 9 threes,
for the Badgers and Mr. Carrington, didn't Doug Russell was not happy with the stylings of the play-by-play announcer who kept referring to Washington as UW.
He was ripping on him on Twitter, and I was like, Doug, I mean, it's some kid out here. I didn't know who it was, but Doug chose to be the Pointer Institute there. He chose to be awful announcer.
Well,
he's like, I'm going to let everyone know what I think about it.
Yeah, and I did also see he was a little, he had the ire up when he realized that the kid was like 14 or 15. And he definitely looked like a kid doing the game.
Lighting up everybody.
I thought it was good. Now, the UW thing, they had the Venmo rivalry series out there. I don't know if you guys caught that.
That's right.
This one actually could be a Venmo rivalry series that the Big Ten didn't realize they were going to stumble upon with a UW battle. Who gets to be the real UW?
I would say this, how do we know they don't refer to themselves as UW just as much as we refer to ourselves as UW?
Yeah,
exactly.
They absolutely do.
So they on their broadcast, he has the absolute right to tell his fans UW because that's what they know. I mean, the sun doesn't rise and fall with us all the time. That's just the way I would look at it.
I like that it made some people mad though.
I like that Doug. When Doug starts getting in his bag talking about like broadcast theory and broadcast, what you should be doing. I love that when Doug's doing that.
That's once again the reason why you got to have notified tweets on it. I'm missing this gold.
Jerry.
Wow,
Gold.
this stuff was awesome. I'm just reading back through all of the gripes. Sorry, I apologize. It's not the pace here.
And Tomovsky was lighting up a high school game or a high school broadcasters or what was it? Did you guys see that? There was another one.
That was my old Midwest conference stylings.
Oh, that's what it was.
That was some old Midwest conference. Now listen, the MWC does provide some very, very solid competition. Might not always provide the best in the student broadcasters. But those guys were having some fun.
They're having fun. I think it was more
they're having fun that Rob posted about. That's
more the equipment. Maybe that was an issue in that one. So
yeah, the equipment's never that great because you always believe, Drew, when you're in that spot, when you're in that college gym in the D3 ranks, when you're first doing it, you do always believe the volume has to be turned all the way up because otherwise no one's gonna be able to hear you.
Yeah,
right. Like if I don't turn the volume up, then no one's going to be able to hear me.
That's true.
Even though everyone in the gym already hears you, everyone online can actually hear you way louder than you need to be. But you're just cranking that thing. It's like when you get the first stereo into the car. You put that big subwoofer into the trunk. You're like, all right, we're turning this son of a gun all the way to max and seeing what we can do with it. Let's rattle this cage.
Absolutely. 877-794-1973. So game balls and kicks to the balls. We opened the show talking about the Bucks and Marquette. Like, which game was more beastly ugly?
Gosh, both terrible.
The Bucks losing to a team that's been trying to lose. When you led at half, so let's kick them both. Bucks and Marquette for horrible basketball yesterday.
We didn't get a shot up.
Doc Rivers.
Doc Rivers.
In a 6-minute post game, that was sort of frustrating. He was frustrated, obviously. That was one of the peak frustration moments, talking about how many 3-on-1, 4-on-1 breaks they had.
All the good juju.
We didn't get a shot up.
Win an 8 out of 10, and then it just disappears because of it. Well, the Knicks are the Knicks, and they can't stop Jalen Brunson ever. And then they go to Chicago and lose that game. Now, no time to dwell on that one because you're about to get throttled by Boston tonight.
At home, yeah. And Drew, like you mentioned, with all the goodwill that you just built up and the excitement that you had, the Knicks one, I think I could have very much penciled that one in and felt like that one is okay. You can feel all right about that. You just got 2 against playoff
They're
teams.
not going to sit 5 starters the way Cleveland did.
No, so you were going to be in for one there. The Bulls game, when they've lost 11 straight, shown a lot of signs of lifelessness, and all of a sudden you just breathe some into them in the second half by, as he said, not getting a shot up in the fourth quarter. I mean, that was painful to watch in that fourth quarter.
We didn't get a shot up.
Sorry, wrong one. Yeah.
Every moment though, I kept turning back and being like, all right, now we go. Right where we want them. 23-3 being outscored in the fourth quarter. But there's still 6.5 minutes left.
Thought we were good at some point to turn it around. I didn't think we'd end the whole
Then I saw Kyle Kuzma throw the pass of like the it looked like he did a trick shot to, I think it was Rollins in the corner.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, this turned into an NBA Street Volume 2 game pretty quickly. This fourth quarter turned into a video game pretty quickly that we're not going to be able to restart like I would tend to want to do at this point.
Yeah, it was a tough scene, man. There's no question about it. Seeing that happen, then for me, like you mentioned, the Marquette DePaul game, not quality. So a big hearty kick to the balls for all basketball. Yeah.
Luckily, you didn't have to. Luckily, you were on the other side of the street yesterday.
Very true. I'm glad I didn't go to that one. So
that would have been a painful one for
Well done. Yeah.
Never say that.
I don't
Game
usually.
Game ball to Marcus Howard.
I'm gonna let that fly.
And he did when he was playing. Marcus Howard getting his number raised to the rafters. We talked about the game. It wasn't the right one for him, but the great Marcus Howard returning to Marquette, one of the top NCAA all-time leading scorers in general, getting his number raised to the rafters. So congrats to Marcus Howard. Yeah.
Yep. Pretty good.
Can I give a kick to the balls to his pants though?
Whoa.
We didn't get a shot up.
I know the trend now is like baggier pants. I know that's the trend, like wide leg.
MC Hammer.
My man's pants were too baggy.
What?
I'm like, and I understand you're going with the trends, and that's great. And Marcus, you're one of the nicest guys ever, and you're one of the great scorers in Marquette history. But the pants, my man, I don't think we need them that baggy. You look like you're wearing Zubas out there, but they were dress Zubas. He had a suit on.
Sure,
it just didn't look right with the suit. I'm sorry.
Fashion. Sorry.
Well, we were doing skinny everything. We went so quick, like right to the other extreme.
Yeah, I like this extreme a lot better.
It's more comfortable.
I like this extreme a lot better of the super baggy than the super skin tight. I don't need to see every
Hunter's brother, the pop star Sawyer Utah.
Yeah.
Yes,
he rocks the big old flares.
All the cool kids do now.
I know.
I just think it's a little wild.
So maybe Armin, you need to catch up.
Maybe I need the kicks.
Maybe Armin.
Shut up.
Armin needs some Air Monarchs, some Dockers. Go mall walking.
I mean, I think the Brooks would be enough. I might go mall walking today.
You might have to.
Listen, Drew. The
Reebok.
The Air Monarchs don't have enough support from a man Armin for the kind of pacing walks that he's firing up here. Can we give a game ball to the Pistons Little Caesars Arena support staff?
I'm gonna let that fly.
Oh, baby.
I know you guys were watching on Friday night. Probably were enjoying a Friday night not involving
not invested in Pistons game.
Pistons Cavs, which was delayed for an over 13-minute horn delay.
Speaking of which,
yeah, Janie and Appleton brought it up and jogged my memory as my wife and I were watching the game without the sound on, trying to figure out why everybody was sitting there looking at each other, and they kept going to commercial break. Then all of a sudden on the lower third graphic, it popped up 10+ minute horn delay, and they start panning the crowd and seeing people plugging their ears. Kenny Atkinson just walking over to the scores table, laughing at these poor people trying to figure it out. And one poor son of a who is standing there, and everybody keeps looking at Scott being like, hey, you gotta figure this out. And he is standing over this board, guys, where at some point they just brought out 2 can air horns, and that's how they played the rest of the game. He's just hunched over this board. He's shaking his head. You can tell they're yelling at him in the ear, and he's like, guys, I don't know why you're yelling at me. I don't know how to fix it. It's not helping. And then finally somebody turned off, just must have unplugged it in the back.
At that point, unplug the thing, man.
He stood up, and by the grace of God, he didn't fall right on his butt, because I thought he was going to pass out from excitement. The smile that flared to this guy's face, game ball to everybody being able to figure it out and change that guy's night, because he went from worst to first, Drew, once they finally turned that horn off.
I'm gonna let that fly.
JD Bickerstaff's like, hey guys, the screen's not working. They're like, hey Bob, you got a lot bigger problems.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Like, that's like I felt seen, like, because I've been in that situation, where you're trying to figure out why, and everyone's looking to you to figure out why on the board, like you said, Billy, and my man couldn't figure it out. It's also like the old the running trope of the the smoke detector that won't turn off no matter what you do. Like you take it out.
You unplug it?
You unplug
smash
it. You smash it. You
take it outside.
You smash it. There was a whole Friends episode like that where they couldn't get the thing off. I'm sure they thought to unplug the thing and plug it back in, but it's annoying probably for the guy when everyone's also throwing in the same suggestion. Like, man, I got a headache. Did you try drinking water? Yeah, thanks. My hands are dry. Did you try lotion? No, I never thought of that. Thanks.
They ISO'd on this guy at courtside, Drew, for a good 90 seconds to 3 minutes, and he didn't move, right? So once it finally ended, I knew it wasn't him, because he's just sitting there and just a sigh of relief. And the young lady that came over to take over, that must have been her chair. She's like, well, I'm not going to touch anything. She literally sits down, puts her hands behind her back, and just watches the entire game. They're like, we're not messing around with any more of this, because we know both of you guys are on back-to-back and probably going to sit some guys tomorrow. So let's get you guys out of the city and go get yourself on your merry way.
By the way, game ball to the Pistons.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let that fly.
They're number 1 in the East. No one knows any of them. No one talks about them.
Had a big comeback yesterday.
Quietly, they've won a couple in a row. They're number 1 team in the East, and they're getting no run, no buzz. No one cares.
And Cade Cunningham, from somebody who was a number 1 overall pick to MVP candidate, the least amount of buzz you'd ever hear from somebody doing it.
No one talks about him. They have the unfortunate occurrence of being the best team in the regular season at an era where nobody cares about the regular season in the NBA.
That's true.
I think that's part of it. Obviously, they're playing great this year, and Cade has been every bit the star they hoped he'd be when he got drafted.
It is the regular season curse in the NBA, because all anybody says when they do talk about the Pistons, Drew, is, I don't believe it once they get to the postseason. But look around the rest of the East. I don't know that I believe in anybody else.
A game ball Con Knipple for the rookie 3-point record.
I'm gonna let that fly.
He's letting it fly. Is he going to be the rookie of the year over Cooper Flagg? Seems that way. Cooper Flagg's not playing for anything. The Hornets are playing meaningful ball.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's like if team success kind of, because Cooper's still balling. He's been unbelievable.
Putting up numbers, but so is Khan.
But yeah, I mean, he's flipped the script too, where Cooper was like a minus 10,000 favorite to win it, and now Khan is the betting favorite.
I think he's overcoming. I think what Khan has to overcome is the idea that they want Cooper to win the Rookie of the Year, don't you? I mean, I think the league wants Cooper to win it. I think that's like they want to, anoint him the Rookie of the Year. They want it to be his award. They want him to take over the league. But Khan's just like, well, I'm not going to just let you have it. I'm going to come out and play awesome every night and see what happens. So, but that's the biggest thing he has to overcome is that narrative probably of like, well, it's Cooper. It's Cooper.
Is Khan like, what happens first? He gets the Rookie of the Year trophy or he impregnates an Instagram influencer? Isn't that the way it goes in the NBA? Yeah, like you're right around that time.
Generally in that wheelhouse. Interesting that were they college roommates?
Oh man,
were they roommates when they were sitting at Duke?
Because I think they might have been. Yeah.
They like came to get when Khan committed. Everyone's like, "Oh, he committed because Cooper Flagg's going there," and he's like,
"They're boys, yeah."
No, I committed because I'm going to go to Duke. Yeah. He's like, I committed because Khan Knipple wants to play over here. Like Armin said, he's like, everybody thinks that it's they just want to give it to Cooper Flagg. He's like, yeah, but I'm going to be here too. I'm not going to. I'll make it a little bit difficult on him, but Probably still Instagram, or do you think that there's other areas where those models are?
Probably that too. Yeah, but that's easier to slide in the DMs, isn't it?
Way easier.
It doesn't cost anything.
Way easier. Way easier. Cheaper.
Absolutely. 877-794-1973. The seal is broken. You are free to send us your game balls and kicks to the balls. Oh, we got plenty racked up throughout the program.
Heavily loaded, holstered up.
Come back as we reach halftime of the Monday edition of the Huddle. Our buddy Scott Dolphin from the country station down the hall is going to join us.
The Bloodhound.
I think so. Yeah, the Bloodhound.
We think so. Well, it's safer on our side of the building.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
He's closer to Thailand than we are, so he'll be safer heading over here. Matt LePay joins us a little more than an hour from right now, back from the West Coast trip with the Badgers. One good one, one clunker. Who called that? I don't remember.
50-50.
Somebody called that clunker. I'm not sure. We will discuss with the voice of the Badgers as we move forward. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
I'm going to let that fly.
Rolling through a Monday on the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin, 920 Milwaukee, 1070 Madison, everywhere on the iHeart app, worldwide on Facebook, X, and YouTube. And we say hello to our bloodhound, Scott Dolphin from the country station down the hall.
Yeah, thanks, Drew. Yeah, little gas scare this morning in the building, and it probably would have still been unattended unless the only reason I smell this because I come through that entrance into the building. I think I'm the only one early morning that parks in that east parking lot here.
Thank goodness somebody was doing it.
Yeah, I guess so. Apparently we had some service out here on Thursday and they were trying to fix something up on our roof. So
didn't work.
I can't.
So that was what the noise was on Thursday.
That's what the noise that Karen thought she was
Got
hearing.
it. Okay.
Yeah, so that was another issue we had on Friday. Not a serious one, but
that was the thing. I mean, when I hear gas, and we were hearing noises here last week, everything was on the table. There were thoughts that were on the table. I was definitely going to see if we could find a board or something.
Well, you don't want to be the boy who cries wolf. So I went back in, and of course I get Shannon and said, "Can you come over here and smell this? Because this just might be in my head." And then we get Armin too for a third opinion, and right. And we could smell it. So shout out, props to the two We Energies trucks that rolled in.
Game balls.
They did all the testing with their fancy equipment, and it came back 0.00. We just have a gas smell in the building.
Well, like we said,
someone left an egg salad sandwich on their desk.
Maybe that's
it. Commence the dad jokes.
There was It's not like the devil when I was in high school that started the absolute demon, but a hilarious move. Started going around on Fridays and wrapping the sensors around the automated toilets to try to see if they leave a stench. That would have been that again, demonic stuff.
That is nasty work. That is nasty work.
Nasty work. Apparently, this is actual work, not somebody saying, I'm just going to leave this little bit of a fart bomb rolling through here and just waft and see if anybody can get a little bit of sprinkles.
I'm glad we're good, and I'm glad you were able to fully investigate that. So you get a game ball today.
Good journalism right there.
Thanks, fellas.
You get a
Appreciate
game ball,
it.
and sort of the We Energies folks that came out, and I think we could give them a retroactive hero of the day, even though you already did the hero of the day, but we can do that, right? So,
I like that.
Yeah. Actually, I don't know if we did do it.
We didn't do it. I don't know what show you were listening to.
Oh, my bad. We did.
We're holding on to that one.
We did Wake and Bake. So there you go.
Maybe that gas is affecting your brain, Armin.
Hey, Armin.
My bad.
This is a pretty good show. You should listen to it sometime.
Well, listen, there was going to be no gas leak, guys, back in this version or part of the building because Armin's taking care of it. Have no fear. Armin cracked the door over here. So like he just put he put an actual traffic cone by the door just to leave a little bit over there. Dolph, so don't worry. It was wafting out of here, guys.
I was worried about other things in the 5 o'clock hour. Okay, let's just put it that way.
My only concern with our doors being propped open, and we propped open a couple other ones around the building, is I've driven in here at 3:30 in the morning, and there's coyotes and raccoons and possums all over this neighborhood. So I'm thinking, are we gonna walk in there and see a white-tailed buck hanging out in the sales area? Because it was wide open.
I can deal with that.
That's when you really gotta wake up within 2 blocks of the megaplex, because you run that gauntlet when I turn past the Southwest Y.
Oh yeah.
And then the deer hang out in the wooded area, and then sometimes you see like 4 or 5 of them. Like, don't cross the street.
Yeah,
I don't need the collision.
They're pretty streetwise though, because they'll stand there and wait for you, or they'll slowly pass, saying you're not
taunting me.
Oh, they're
smarter than squirrels.
I think they're definitely taunting me.
I think they are too.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like the squirrel, Drew, that just taps his foot like right out there. He's like, hey, I could mess with you a little bit.
That's right.
I'll see if I can get you to swerve. I'm going to try this thing out a little
Thought
bit.
we had a deal with the squirrels.
Right.
Goodness.
That's it.
So, Dolph, we're kind of at low tide in sports. The combine is over. When the Packers don't have a first round pick, it lost some luster, lost some juice there.
Any chance of them moving up into the first round? Goody said it's possible. He'd never counted out.
It's always possible. I think it's going to take too much, but I could see them moving up in the second.
I don't think there's just enough attractive talent at the top of this draft where you're better off. I think there'd be more teams moving down than up.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, because there's just not the that you usually move up for the frontline players and the premier spots, right? Tackle, and there might be maybe there's a run on tackle and a team goes up and jumps. Quarterback always is going to have people going, and it's Mendoza and just about everybody else there. Sure. But there are a bunch of wide receivers, and there's a bunch of players and positions that usually aren't highly sought after. Packers also got a decent amount of holes that they're going to want to be able to try to plug with as many of those picks as they still potentially could have. But a good weekend for Iowa boys.
What are you looking
weekend for Iowa boys?
Leave the Iowa boys alone, would you?
No, I meant in the combine. They were phenomenal.
Yeah, Jennings Dunker and his mullet.
He was good.
He's a mountain man.
My man Jones was moving. Their center ran a 4.91. 300-pound human beings are not supposed to run that fast.
He's a road grader, and he was clearly the leader of that Iowa football team for the last couple of years. Also a wrestler, Billy.
Yeah.
They make good football players. They make good offensive linemen.
And good centers.
Yep.
Logan Jones. That's the name. That's a name to start keeping an eye on, because if they're going to go and try to identify somebody that could come in and start day one, he feels like one of those guys.
I just feel the Packers lean on that Iowa pipeline too much.
Oh, they do.
Maybe it's just me as an
spot.
Iowa fan. I don't know.
Oh, you don't like seeing? You don't like seeing?
Iowa boys? Why not?
He probably loves them because they haven't shown out very well here outside of Mike Daniels.
Alan Lazard was an Iowa State.
I was going to say, you still scarred by Abdul Hodge?
Abdul Hodge, yeah. Abdul's back at Iowa now on the staff, but they've been more hits than misses. I mean, Micah Hyde, Brian Bulaga.
Everyone's going to attach LVN over there right now. But,
well, LVN, but he showed some stuff at the end of the year.
I was also saying, listen,
Josh Jackson,
Iowa.
Probably not such a big.
Josh Jackson, not as good a one. Not as good a one to remember.
You remember Dominic Daphne? He was the Packers, one of their kind of backup tight end H-backs.
Aaron Campman was a big one.
Aaron Campman's solid. Who's the kid from Iola?
Christian Welch.
Christian Welch. Yeah. Solid player at Iowa.
Neiman kid, the special teams.
Yeah, those Neiman boys, there's 2 of them in the NFL, both coaches' kids. Really smart, really good athletes.
Well, and listen, Dolph, we wanted them to tap into the Iowa pipeline one more time. They didn't do it. That guy ends up going and getting a pick 6 in the Super Bowl. So, it's the wrong ones. Just like in the Georgia tree, the Packers have identified, they're like, we like guys from Georgia. However, they maybe haven't necessarily drafted the best player from Georgia at that position each and every time.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you can't go wrong with SEC athletes, right, from Alabama or Georgia. It's always such a crapshoot. You think you can't miss guys, and there's no patience in the NFL anymore, especially at the skill position. If you're not good, you might be done after a year.
Right.
That's very true.
Look at the Falcons, and when it comes to skill players and quarterback, Desmond Ritter and
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, and the list goes on at QB for them.
And potentially going to have to go with another guy, because I don't necessarily know that Penix is going to be that great. But like, you start looking at it for why teams identify certain programs. I was one of the only ones, though, that hasn't completely flipped in this world of NIL and transfer portal. They're still developing players. They're identifying guys that want to get better and want to get to the next level.
They're still doing the West Coast pro-style offenses.
When you start talking about trying to figure out we got to find guys all football. We're finding guys that love football. You go to Iowa and you're not going to play for the amount of cash that you necessarily could be playing elsewhere in the Big Ten. It's an identifier that the guy might really, really love football and wants to get better.
If you look at their nil players, for the most part, they have some Power 5 guys coming in. For the most part, they're going to the South Dakota States of the world, the North Dakota States of the world, James Madison, that level of play, which James Madison was a playoff team this year. That you're not going to see them getting, poaching guys from Alabama or USC.
Yeah, guys that are elevating.
Is the Big Ten paying more money now? Because it's a better league than the SEC top to bottom.
I think
are they paying more?
People didn't like Saban's joke, but I thought there was something to it. He goes, the Big Ten is going to be hated the most because the only way you can get people from the South to come to the North is by paying them.
Probably
He's kind of not lying about it. I think there's some definite truth to it.
There's also natural variance in these conferences. There's cycles up and down as well. And when the Big Ten expands the way they do, you're going to have more good teams and more dregs. But when you get Oregon, it's pretty easy to say, hey, we're all of a sudden really good as well. You get a team like Oregon, I should say.
That raises your stock in a heartbeat.
I think that's part of it. And the SEC had the same situation when A&M came in and stuff like that.
But did I read this right? And there could be $40 million rosters this year in college football, and Indiana's going to be right towards the top of the list.
People want to win, and if you have an unlimited, there's no salary, there's no rules. It's an infinite amount of money that boosters and programs can pay to these guys to help their team win. They're going to do it. They're going to try and do it, and the rising tide will keep lifting for everybody.
There's a big stink when that G League guy went down to play for. Was it Alabama?
I think.
He said, I'm like the 6th highest paid guy on the roster. What are you talking about?
Right. And Buzz got one in Maryland too. It's just the way it is. I mean, until they put some sort of rule on it, and I don't know what they're going to do. I think there was going to be
there's going to be a clearinghouse, and there's going to be a way that you're going to have to be able to get it cleared as to this money is actually being paid for your name, image, and likeness. And there's going to be follow through. They're trying to cut out the Kawhi Leonard situations, but we'll see if it actually happens. But this is the test you talk about with the combine of understanding the players. These are new players that now have money in their pockets. Before, when you were drafting a guy, you had to try to guess, how is he going to be with a certain amount of money in his pocket?
Great point.
Now there's a bunch of players who are taking pay cuts going to the NFL. So I have a pretty good understanding of, this guy's production slipped after his sophomore year when he transferred to Ole Miss, and we know that he definitely got a bag there. So maybe that's going to happen when we get here. It's almost like training wheels for once you get into the NFL.
Does that eliminate the Wonderlic test now? They don't really need to get into their head much anymore because it's all based on money.
Looking if you're on the scale of 1 to broke. Are you going to be on the next documentary is where they're going to start putting the benchmark at?
That's about where they're at.
It's a good question. I mean, you still have to identify the right guys, though. You can't just throw money at everyone because everyone's throwing money. Okay, then in theory, you have to still identify the right players, the right talent. It's still about player evaluation.
My big question for you, Armin, does Shaka?
Yeah, they're going back to the portal.
Does he dive into the portal big time now?
They pretty much have said they're going to do it. I mean, he said he's going to do it. I mean, that's the thing. Fans can get frustrated about the way college football or college sports is going. The culture, we don't like it. We don't want that it's all pay for play, the solo college sports. That's all well and good. A principle is all well and good, but you will abandon those principles if your team's not winning.
If your team scores 14 points at halftime.
And the reality is we saw, and we saw that Marquette with one more loss is going to have the second 20-loss season in program history.
Wow.
It's been an absolutely awful year, and fans just don't want to sustain losing like that. They don't want to deal with losing like that. We care about winning, and that's the reality of every fan of every program. So principles are all well and good. Standards for a program are all well and good as long as you're still winning. But it only took 1 year.
Are Marquette fans telling themselves that, or is there a little bit of conflict in the fan base?
I would say most Marquette fans are on board saying, no, we have to go to the portal. We have to adjust with the changing tides of college basketball and make this thing work because we can't lose like this. It's one thing to not have a great winning year, but they'll be this bad.
You can't get swept by the Paul.
It's a proud fan base. They don't want to. They can't get swept by the Paul. Are you kidding me? Twice we lost to the Paul this year. That's unconscionable, man. It really is.
Unconscionable.
But I will say this, and Billy
finally got it.
Billy laughed at me last week because I was trying to get Shaka some credit. It's like at least they tried. Give him some credit for saying, you know what, we were wrong. We're gonna have to start paying money to people. But they do have a young foundation of bad
They do.
guards.
Nice young
They do.
players. Yeah.
Nigel and Adrian are young guards. You keep them together. You got something cooking there, maybe, and you can get a couple.
Hopefully, they don't portal out.
That's the number one thing. That's the problem. That's what you're worried about right now.
You got to pay them.
But they should have money to spend on them. So this is where it matters, the relationship building, right? Because, okay, money matters, yes, But if everyone's going to pay money, then this relationship has to be the tipper to help you say, okay, I'm going to stick with this program, even though we struggled last year. The money's the same.
Sometimes all you need is just the tip, just that little bit to get it over the edge and stay where you're at, then go somewhere else.
Pause. That's funny.
They did there. Can't slip one by the goalie like that. Unconscionable when Armin says that about DePaul. Don't Packers fans have to say that about Dolphins Bears?
The same situation.
Twice to him in a year?
It's the same situation.
Twice to him in 5 weeks? Unconscionable.
Only difference is when you've been dominating a team for decades, like Marquette has to DePaul and the Packers had to the Bears. At least the DePaul fans, I haven't been hearing chirping them because they know their play still, okay? The difference is Bear fans are in my ear.
Well, they're not selling conference champion T-shirts.
We own you now. We own you there. I guess true. The Bears have much better year.
Paul hasn't been good since early in the Joey Meyer era.
No, they haven't been.
Oh, they had some tourney appearances under Dave Lato, didn't they? Didn't they go to the NCAA tournament?
Yeah, Sammy Mejia and Drelion Burns in like 05.
Sam Mejia, the 20-year senior.
Yeah, that's right.
Max Strus?
Yes.
Struess was. They were a bad team, but Struess was a good player.
Good player.
They had some guys.
Right.
I understand that. Enough about the Paul basketball.
Win trust was rocking.
So
listen, I'd love to see that place. It looks nice on TV. There's no arena down there.
I've been there. It's not that great.
All right, so I have to ask.
It's not. Sorry, it's new, but
I
it's
have
not
to
that
ask
great.
Dolph.
Great golf.
Not on
'Cause,
campus. Nobody likes going there. The team stink.
Shameless plug time. I have to ask
Concessions
Dolph,
were better than
is your Bear fan sensibilities offended by what I said on Big 12 Sports Saturday this weekend? It was the last time we'll probably address the Olympics, right? Because it's a Saturday show. The Olympics doesn't it seem like a month ago that the gold medal game happened?
Good point.
8 days ago. I was asked about that, and I said, I was asked it was a layup question. It was like, what was the best moment of the Olympics? Well, U.S. men's hockey first, women's hockey second, and then maybe Alyssa Liu or Jordan Stoltz or whoever you want there, because we don't care about Norway winning gold medals. But I did use the analogy that the U.S. hockey game, the gold medal game against Canada, reminded me of the two games that the Bears beat the Packers.
That's dead on, actually.
Because one team dominated play throughout most of regulation, and then there was a bit of a confluence. Canada was without Sidney Crosby. Packers didn't have Micah Parsons. And it got to overtime, and it got to the crapshoot thing. And if they played that game 10 times, Canada wins 8.
Yeah.
If not 8.5.
And it was kind of all three Bears-Packers games, Drew, where Green Bay dominated for at least 2.5 quarters going into it, and the two in Chicago going into the fourth quarter.
And Keyshawn had the pick to save the game that the Packers won. So it could have been a loss. But you look at the totality of play, and you ask yourself, well, who was the better team? Canada, Green Bay.
Sure.
It just didn't happen. Didn't work.
That's a good analogy.
So I thought it was logical. I was expecting some smoke. But
I'm not offended by that at all. I mean, you're dead on. I'm pretty analytical with that type of stuff. By the way, speaking of USA Hockey, I finally got around to Netflix to watching the Miracle documentary over the week. Fantastic. All these guys go back to Lake Placid, which is a town of like 2,000 people.
Oh, there, watch it, guys. It's good.
It's really good. Mark Johnson. I had no idea how good he was.
Oh, best player on the team.
Everybody usually they called him Magic. They said just get the puck to Magic because he's
the most underappreciated guy on that team.
True.
Every game he's scoring goals.
The dude that needs a statue in this world.
There was an idea that they didn't have a lot of stars, and I know they were the team, and Aruzioni was the captain. They said, but we needed a goal. We said, okay, Mark, let's go. Let's get one. Like, that was the deal.
Yeah.
He was their scorer. He was their best player.
But the biggest part of that story was Herb Brooks, and none of these guys could get close to him, and they didn't like him at all. They respected him, but they were not fans of Herb Brooks and his style of coaching. Now, afterwards, he said, I did it for a reason, and obviously that reason paid off.
It worked.
But he was a surly, they called them Herbies, the suicides back and forth. Yeah, the gassers, they had to do Herbies nonstop.
Gotta watch that, and then maybe tune into Heated Rivalry.
Yeah, perfect.
All right, tab around and
a hockey streaming.
Yeah, Laura had it on. I watched
All right, you watched it? Okay.
I kept falling
right.
asleep because we can't stay up anymore, but I watched some of it. Yeah. It's true.
Hey, Dolph.
That's unconscionable.
Dolph, thanks for joining us today, and thanks for being alert and taking care of the building
thanks.
here.
All right,
appreciate you, Scott.
I need to put on my helmet or something.
You need to buy a box of Glazers for the engineer that you woke up to.
We could do that.
We should buy Dolph Glazers. We should be glazing Dolph. Come on.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
All right,
thanks, Dolph.
fellas.
Appreciate it. All right, it's a Game Balls and Kicks and Balls Monday. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Drew, Billy, and Armin bringing it to you. This portion of the program brought to us by our friends at Game Day Men's Health. Visit them at GameDayMen'sHealth.com. Make an appointment. It's free, no obligation. You can do it right from your computer. You don't even have to call anybody. But when you do go there, people are really nice. I stop by the Brookfield office on a weekly basis.
The best.
I see my pals Patty and Abby and the crew. We've done a remote broadcast there. Game Day Men's Health, a number of treatments available. You can have your testosterone therapy. You can have EPAD therapy, peptides, all kinds of stuff, weight loss treatments. Check them out. GameDayMen'sHealth.com. Get back in the game with Game Day Men's Health. Our game today is game balls and kicks to the balls, 877-794-1973. Let's give a solid kick to the huevos, to all the AI slop and the fake rumors of people dying. And let's hit that, Armin.
We didn't get a shot up.
Because
I'm tired of that crap.
I guess I think it was Bo Ryan and Don Nelson.
Yeah, and then Greg Gard and his wife are having twins.
You guys got to stop believing this stuff on Facebook that you see.
It's
mostly
just
on
awful.
Facebook. You
and
guys got to stop.
What kind of deviant would do that and put out fake obits of people that are still alive?
I don't understand.
People that aren't even around it don't. That all they're trying to do is trying to make money off you guys, of people doing this. You know, that's all it is.
Like, is there a paid by reply or like comment to say it actually isn't here? No, it didn't. Instead, it's got some retired man out on a golf course having to answer, very much living, very much breathing, like Jim Polzine. Shout out to Jim Polzine, game ball for him. Calling it. He just put out the piece at Badger Extra.
Let that fly.
And I love the way he said it. Did you hear the one on Facebook about Badgers coach Greg Gard and his wife expecting twins, or the one about Bo Ryan that had you pulling at the heartstrings? Both were fake stories and known as AI slop, and it's here's my issue, and he just rifles through all of the ridiculousness, because Drew, it does give it paints all the actual stories and reporting and journalism that is out there.
Right.
It like people see AI and then they see the story on SI having AI writers, and they're like, wait, so AI SI is going to start doing? No, it's just some random jabrozo sitting in his basement.
Yeah,
that's firing off a bunch of random graphics. It's insane.
Brutal, yeah.
Get your news from real local journalists and invest in local journalism. There, I said it. All right, and that includes local broadcasters like us.
Again, like the way that X has devolved, where now the timeline chronology, and you don't know who to trust, and everybody's got a blue check. It's like when stuff's happening, like a war in the Middle East, you're trying to get information. It's not the best place to look anymore.
Do you guys know how I can fix that to where I can actually see the tweets that are happening in real time?
Well, I think you go off the For You page if you're on that. Are you on?
Yeah,
For
don't
You?
go on For You.
And then all of a sudden it's like 12 hours before.
There is a way to do it most recent as opposed to popular, like the kind of algorithm but you can flip that to most recent and then create lists of people that you trust. Like I have a Packers list of people that I trust, and then there's my list, and it's the feed of them. And so you got to create lists.
Wow, that sounds like a lot more work than just going to JS Online or the Athletic.
It's a lot.
Sweet. I guess I'm just going to do that.
It's a lot more work. Absolutely.
Wow.
All right. We're rolling through a Monday. 2/3 of the way through. Matt LePay joins us just after 7:25. It's the Huddle on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love with the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you. You need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with a number of cameras.
Take the cameras off the field, then there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on one. Ready, Bill for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 jet. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red right 18 Bob on one. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We got Jackson, what we got to do? All right, that's all we got more down to. Let's go out and kick some tape. All right? Hey, yo. 1, 2, 3.
Keep doing what you're doing.
We got to sit our guys down and make the play.
B right, all the way outside. Y left, fake 396 bag, D hinge, C puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid,
Oh my God. This man's been out all night.
and Armin Sarian.
Zip, don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
You are in the huddle. Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin, 920 Milwaukee, 1070 Madison, everywhere on the iHeart app, Facebook, YouTube, and X for the streams. If you want to see us, we want to hear from you on the NicoletLaw.com talking text line 877-794-1973 on a Game Balls and Kicks to the Balls Monday.
It is a beautiful Monday to deliver some game balls and kicks to the balls, Drew. And now that baseball is into full spring training swing, more and more reports coming down, more and more visuals and interviews. We're officially into the month of March, which is going to start making a case. I know it's always one of our friend Armin Sarian's favorite debates, the best sports months of the year. March is like now fully taken opening day. March got themselves a win where they usually didn't have opening day. That's going to be a tough one for them to lose out on now.
It really it cut the legs off of April.
Oh,
opening day in the Masters, and then the Final Four usually.
This is March. This is March.
Yeah.
We're here, guys. I'm excited. I do love March, as you guys know.
Yeah.
Love a little college basketball, and you're right, Billy. When you throw opening day in there, all right, now we got it. Now we got a winner. Now we got a jackpot. You know,
that's a tough one to beat. Now, listen, the Final Four Monday, that being opening day, you want to talk about a long day.
Pretty good King Day, yeah.
That's a pretty good King Day, pretty good Tuesday to try to take off of work. If you
remember that fateful day when the Brewers got crushed and the Badgers lost to Duke.
Tough.
Yes, very
That
much
was like,
so.
this is going to be the greatest day ever. Double kick to the Nads.
Yeah. Was that the game? No, it wasn't the game where they played the Rockies and lost like 11 to
I
nothing.
think it was.
It was that same
I
day.
thought it was that day.
Because it was
I remember they played Colorado.
It was an epic morning when all of a sudden my buddies and I did plan on going to class that morning. Did plan on actually going to class that day. And they're like, wait, it is opening day. And then we know that we're going to drink tonight. So we might as well just go to the game. Oh, damn. I guess that is a good decision.
I remember that was a tough one because we had work to do here for opening day. I can't remember if I was at the stadium, but I had to be here that night to produce the Badger game, you know? So I had like a 1 hour or 2 hour open time to do nothing. So I was like walking around Dunham's or something like that. And that's what I remember about that day. I know it sounds weird, but
that's where you started your mall walks?
Maybe. I remember. I don't even know if Dunham's is still around, but my memory is like, wow, this is not a good omen for tonight. Like, and I just, you know, then you had that second half where, you know, that's one you'll always remember, unfortunately. You know, that's you say, oh, what could have been, what could have been.
Get us your game balls and kicks. I got a game ball for a guy that I was unaware of until just the weekend. For a guy named Dane Moore.
Ooh, okay.
Dane Moore covers the Timberwolves.
Mm-hmm.
And he posted a video of Anthony Edwards and expressing his frustration about getting double teamed constantly by the Denver Nuggets.
Anytime Ant's got a microphone in front
of
him.
And Ant then, as part of his like lengthy answer, he said, I'm not mad at all. At the end of the day, my 4 is better than their 3. We're playing 4-on-3.
Ooh, I like that. All right.
And that was the entirety of it. He's the frustration with the way they're putting 2 on him, taking away his opportunities to score, forcing him to get off the ball. So then there's a tweet, a reply to his tweet from the ESPN assignment desk. Hello, Dane. Please see your DMs for a message from us. Dane replied, quote tweeting that, you do not have permission to use it. As I've told you numerous times in DMs, you shouldn't have laid off all those reporters if you wanted locker room content.
Let's go.
Well, let that fly.
Now, this guy, he chose not to get amplified, and they would have run the clip on ESPN. He would have had his name on it. He said, nah, I don't want that. took a stand. I don't know Dane Moore. I'm not familiar with his work. I don't follow his work on the Timberwolves.
Oh, man.
But he's worth a follow now, and I give him a game ball on the Huddle.
Oh, that is phenomenal. Dane Moore Productions. That is a great dunk. And that is tremendous.
And that might have given him better run anyway.
Sorry, he's got like 59,000 followers. He's doing okay. You know, he's doing, but yeah, man, that's a bold move for a lot of people. That'd be like the thrill of their careers to have
1,000%
credit to on a Sports Center. You know,
well, in the thought that you're just going to throw it in there, you don't have permission to use it. Unbelievable. I also love that he said, as I've told you numerous times, so quit asking.
Yes.
He hit him with a Saban right there in the middle of the answer, and it's going to be no. So quit asking. I ain't doing it. All right. There's too many situations where they are just going to skate by with free advertising, free publicity. Because you're right, for a lot, especially when you're your own company, you own your own company, you're always generally going to take that bump. I love that one from him.
Straight.
That's
Damn
awesome.
Straight. Game ball to timing and the schedule that permitted Giannis and Thanasis and two of Giannis's boys to attend the Elimination Chamber.
That was phenomenal.
Let that fly.
Dude, once I noticed where he was, you couldn't stop seeing him.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, could you imagine? Now, kick to the balls to whoever showed up and they thought they had the best seat in the house, second row, right behind the announcer's desk.
Behind Giannis.
Behind Giannis and Thanasis. Now, that's a kick. That's a tough moment. But Drew, he was having so much fun that all of a sudden the table got like taken apart right in front of him. He picked up the boy, like puts him up on the barricade. And the security guy's like, hey, kid can't be there. That's a little too close to this action. Giannis like, he'll be fine. Don't worry about it. He'll be fine. He gets a little bit of splatter on him. He'll be okay.
How about when they did the graphic and stuff, identifying him, they didn't even bother with Thanasis. Like you could have at least mentioned.
Could have showed it. Yeah, I could have. Instead, Michael Cole, the announcer, was just like, please come to the Knicks. Please come to the Knicks. I did like the thumbs down. Giannis is full in on the boo. Full in on the you boo me.
Yeah.
I boo you
back.
And I love that at the United Center. How about a game ball to Drew Olson here today? Because he's got the Duke Rufus shirt on. That is a phenomenal one of a Milwaukee legend.
Oh,
man,
legend. Yeah.
A legend in the city and for the state and for mixed martial arts, and one loss way too soon. I saw that and that fired me up on this Monday.
No doubt. He was in the old studio with Sergio Pettis and Jared Mearshart.
One of the coolest,
great dude,
most kind of, would you say understated is kind of like for somebody that did so much for a sport.
A giant.
So many people.
Oh, the cradle of coaching.
Just the most humble guy that you'd ever meet. And we lost him far too soon.
No doubt. He's missed every day. No question about it. Great dude. Game ball 2. And this, a lot of people bitch about it. It's quite common, but a game ball Saturday Night Live.
I'm going to let that fly.
They had Connor Story, the star of Heated Rivalry host, and then he brings out the 4 Olympians, draped by 2 men and 2 women. And they handled that very well. I give them thumbs up.
And also, I give thumbs up to all
the opening monologue,
and for all 4 of them for like loving to tone down the fact of like, we all really hate each other. That we would all just hang out in the cafeterias and chop it up and wait for our buses to party together.
And Hillary Knight, that's her second time on SNL, the first women's pro athlete to be on twice. And then at the end of the show when they do the hugs and stuff and the farewell, the ladies were wearing their pro jerseys. To bring awareness to their pro teams,
the PW,
not the US.
Yeah.
Well, Mallory was on McAfee, and they were trying to identify some more of it. Again, all due respect, don't know a ton about the Professional Women's Hockey League, but Shimray DK, his girlfriend plays for the Seattle team as well, and some heavy hitters in that league. Like from some of the highlights that I was able to tap into on a YouTube cut up. You want to watch some intensity. There's some physicality rolling through that league. So any kind of bump. There's another one. You want to talk about the growth of hockey. Maybe it's not as much in the NHL. It's the first time I've heard about the Professional Women's Hockey League. It might already be getting the bump.
Yeah, they're definitely that angle of it as well. Definitely. All right, we got one on the YouTube comments. Boss Dobler says game ball to Harry Kane.
I'm going to let that fly.
Scoring a brace against Dortmund and needing, I don't know what that is, needing only 11 goals in last 10 matches to break the Bundesliga season scoring record of 41 goals. So Boss Dobler is on top of it. So 11 goals in the last 10 matches to break the record. That's still a lot of goals, but hey, it's pretty.
That means
pretty
that at the
fantastic.
Potawatomi Sportsbook, Harry Kane anytime goal scorer
There you go.
might be the prop to be firing yourself in there for. Game ball to Stacey Dales. In the midst of all the
let that fly.
In the midst of all the combine coverage that you're going to see, and Rich Eisen and Daniel Jeremiah do a phenomenal job talking about all the X's and O's and charting down where this guy's going, and then kind of whispering it through and saying, well, Daniel, what do you think about this guy's prospects of going from round 4 to round 3? Stacey Dales makes you actually enjoy the stories of the athletes that are running at the combine as much as I love the NFL, the sick, twisted love affair I have with the National Football League. Guys running 40s and 3-cone drills is a very, very difficult watch for the long, long run that the combine runs through. Stacey did a phenomenal job of bringing up the human stories, especially the young man, the running back who was brought to tears right after he beat the record or ran the fastest one, the Arkansas running back Washington, just tears in his eyes and overcome with a ton of emotion, talking about how long he's dreamt of this moment to be able to run his way into a different level of football, Drew, and into another opportunity. But without Stacey telling you the actual story of who these guys are running in cutoffs and shorts, it definitely doesn't do much for you.
No doubt. Yep.
Got to have some context to it.
There's very worthy game ball on that one. 877-794-1973.
This might be a game ball for Fiserv Forum. I'll let you in on the music side. You'd be able to let me know. Eric Clapton announces the new United States tour dates, and he's coming to Fiserv Forum.
Let's go, Eric
September
Clapton.
13th.
Right,
Mr. Slowhand.
Like
Come on now.
Yeah.
I've seen him in concert before. Hell of a player.
What do you think of the new location down there, Landmark Live?
Um,
Landmark Credit Union Live. Drew, you're a music guy.
Yeah, I didn't think we needed that. We needed something in that space. I don't think we needed another music venue because I'm very happy with the array of the Milwaukee Theater, 4,000 with seats.
That's the big one, yeah.
And you got the Turner Hall and the Pabst and the Riverside. I think it's a little overkill, a little
Seems
redundant.
a little redundant.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen a different use of that. I would have rather seen that space go and become like the Wisconsin Athletic Hall of Fame or something, something cool, an attraction like that.
Could have been your statue park that you've been wanting.
So I'd say MVP Park would have been
MVP
nice.
Park would have been great right there.
Maybe a little, memorable statue of where I got engaged to Laura.
That's true. Yeah, a little statue
That's
there.
on there.
A little historical marker.
And a little bit of, Bradley Center, thank you or whatever, because we got to keep the memory of the Bradley Center alive.
Yeah, and it would have been nice to still be able to go and stand knowing right around the spot of gravel I was standing on to watch Game 6.
Sure, exactly.
Right, like that was, you're right, Drew. I heard a lot of ideas. I heard that there was going to be a lot of different 5-star hotels that were going to go right there.
Would have been okay too. And then
a lot of
they would have
5-star hotels that were.
Then they stopped talking about tearing down Panther Arena in the Milwaukee Theater.
Please,
right?
Stop
like
talking
just
about that. Yeah,
don't do that. Build something there that we can use, and then. But yeah, Landmark Credit Union. Right?
I heard it's supposed and it's with Live
concert
Nation.
venue?
It's supposed to get more Live Nation shows.
So there's no seats? Is that what you said?
Everyone told me. Oh,
there's seats upstairs at that venue. It's kind of like the Sylvia in Madison.
Okay, or kind of like the Rave,
I haven't
right?
been there yet. Yeah.
Big room, and then you can kind of have some spots.
I haven't
upstairs.
been there yet, but
I kind of need to be.
I'm sure I'll probably go to a show there eventually if there's one that trips my trigger. But we got a lot of good music venues in town.
Sure.
Wildcat Mark has a kick to the balls for us to Shane Lowry.
Oh God.
We didn't get a shot up.
First time in his career he ever had back-to-back double bogeys in a PGA tournament. He blew a 3-shot lead after it was 16. At 16,
and I saw a breakdown of his odds, Drew. He was like minus 2,000 to win. So you would have had to put $2,000 down to win 100 back for him to win it at that moment. After that hole, he was plus 2,200. Thereafter the next hole, after 17, he was plus 2,200 because he went from up 3 strokes to down 2 so quickly because Nico, the guy behind him, just started blitzing, firing in birdies left and right. And he hit the one shot with the into the drink and the glove just right to the forehead. There had been just about every single golfer felt like they had resonated more with Shane Lowry in that moment maybe than ever before. They said, damn, maybe I shouldn't have gotten that extra double vodka soda. Maybe I shouldn't have gotten that extra one on 15 because the aiming fluid just turned to a different level. That was a tough one to be able to watch that collapse yesterday.
Tough one to watch that collapse. Yeah.
But
oh my goodness.
On the good side of it, how about a game ball to Tyler Reddick once again?
I'm going to let that fly.
First driver in the history of the NASCAR Cup Series to win the first 3 races of the year completely eliminating the Bobcats and Hornets for Michael Jordan's ownership record.
And a game ball for ESPN and for the Jordan people and for anyone that wanted to either repurpose Jordan highlights or play Jordan stuff again,
oh my God,
or talk about Jordan. This is a big win for all of them, a game ball for all of them, because this is their chance to get Jordan back in your public sphere. Right?
Well, and I know you're not going to necessarily be like, you're going to be a little surprised. Game ball to Michael Jordan.
I'm going to let that fly.
Okay.
Because he's done a phenomenal job in all the interviews as well. Like, because understandably so, brother, you're Michael Jordan. All right. You're here. You are going to be the main attraction. I thought he's done a phenomenal job of trying to like push off some of the attention, but also not being a jag about it, right? Like, hey man, I do need to represent this. I kind of own the car. I own the whole team. I want you to be celebrating Tyler because of what he's doing. I want you to be celebrating this whole group. I want to go and have fun with the kid because he's hilarious and a phenomenal story as to Tyler Reddick's youngster with his perseverance and triumph over all the health issues that he had to start his life. Like, we want to be celebrating this, but I do understand you're going to put a microphone in my face the entire time. He's handled all those interviews with really, really a lot of class.
Yeah, and to that vein, at kicking the balls to,
we didn't get a shout out
to NBC because Fox has gotten more interviews than they have. With Michael Jordan. They were supposed to have this big Michael Jordan feature, and that's a big kick to the balls. That was a big load of, that's a big pile of nothing. And Fox has gotten more sound with him than NBC has. And NBC, I want to say, I guess I'll do this too. They're doing the retro broadcast, NBA and NBC, bringing back, Costas and Fratello, which is kind of cool. I think Ahmad Rashad. But Peter Vesey was angry he wasn't part of it.
We didn't get a shout out.
Kick to the balls of Peter Vesey. Sorry, Peter. You weren't that big of a part of it. And when you were, no one liked you anyway. And guess what? Maybe the fact that you're complaining about something else is the actual throwback experience to NBA and NBC. I don't remember anyone liking Peter Vesey, and he was complaining on Twitter about it. So I'll give him a kick.
I remember there was at some event. There was a pickup hoops game. You know how they played hoops at the combine? They used to every year, and even like GMs would play and writers and stuff. And we used to have our hoops games at spring training back in the day. Tim Kirchin, hell of a point guard, by the way.
Really?
Ken Maka played. Ken Maka was manager of the A's. Sandy Alderson played.
Tim Kirchin could ball.
Kirchin could ball, man. He's about 5'5", but he's a hell of a hooper, man. He was a little Muggsy Bogues-ish.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Timmy had some game. We used to play and we'd go sweat it out.
Yeah.
I'm super excited after that.
But there was a media game somewhere, and I remember there was this guy named Jerry Longman who was a writer, I think, in Philly. And Vesey and him got in a fight. I think Vesey punched him. That's awesome. So everybody was hoping that they'd both lose because I don't think anybody liked either one.
That's hilarious.
I hope they both lose. Knock each other out. Yeah.
So
pavement win.
So Vesey was like the sideline guy here, or what?
Vesey was a studio
guy.
He's a longtime NBA guy out of New York. Wrote for the Post, I think, and he was just a long time. And then he was one of the OG insiders, guy who transitioned from print to TV.
And he would usually a little, I don't know, his stuff was a little more dramatic sometimes, or he'd get the inside stuff, and then he'd be like the angry malcontent, and he'd hold people accountable.
Old basketball Florio is what you're sounding like.
Somewhat, but
he had a thing, and now he's become, the old guys were better, and Bob Cousy was better than playing today, and blah blah blah. So.
I do love that because hand raised in air. I probably should have never heard of him before. So like for him to be complaining that he wasn't a part of it,
was an original.
I know who all those guys
was an OG on the panel back in Armin's heyday of the NBA on NBC with Costas opens it, and Costas was doing play-by-play too. Costas they had that studio show.
Marv had to take his hiatus.
Well, and Ahmad Rashad is one of the great crossover broadcasters that any athlete has ever done.
That's a great point.
For somebody that, again, just knew him from the NBA. When I found out that he was a football player,
Bobby Moore,
and kind of like one of the best football players around at the time,
that he was Bobby Moore, and then
and I'm like, whoa, okay, I did not know that was part of your
engaged to in one of Armin's favorite shows, The Cosby Show, before it got
besmirched.
But Felicia Ayers Rashad, he got engaged to her live on the thing, didn't he? Or didn't he
really?
I don't know.
Wasn't that a thing? Or they announced the engagement on there?
They might have announced. I don't remember that. I just know they were there. I remember bloopers though, where now it looks bad. Bill Cosby, but always in bloopers when they were doing a scene would like drop a line about Ahmad or something to let everybody crack up. But anyway, Peter Vesey's also in 2020 called ESPN stupid for leaving him out of The Last Dance, ESPN Films and Netflix 10-episode docuseries. were we waiting to hear that much from you, Peter? I don't really think so. Quote, ESPN never called me about The Last Dance either, Bessie told the Boston Globe. It's absolutely amazing to me that they could be that stupid. I had so many inside stories that were printed that they're not even going to address it. It's amazing. So he really thinks highly of himself.
He definitely thinks highly of himself.
He's
wow.
the president of his own.
He was a
fan club.
combative
That's
type.
awesome.
He was like the combative type reporter that
Sure.
wasn't able to get. I think he had a moment with Karl Malone. I'll try and look it up.
There's a lot of those guys, and everybody talks about the New York media, and some of those guys, you know how you can tactfully ask a question and get a worthwhile answer, the way our buddy Jason Wilde does,
very well,
in 90 seconds. But you can do that. But then there are some guys, and I've been at press conferences with guys, it's almost like I'm asking this because I want this guy to take a swing at me so I can retire.
Jim Gray type stuff in a way.
Yeah, not even like Jim Gray was, but there's even guys that more in your face and overt than that.
I always thought Jim Gray wanted just to ask you the question just to tell everybody how good of friends we were. Like, I'm going to ask you a tough question, then I can say, well, I can ask you.
Ahmad Rashad, though.
Pete Rose thing.
Ahmad Rashad, I mean, he knew what Michael Jordan had for breakfast.
Oh, yeah.
That was his thing.
That was his meal ticket.
And when I first saw him, I was like, wait a second. Why does everybody love him so much? Again, former athlete, I guess it made some sense. If he doesn't do what he did, I don't know that Nate Burleson is able to go and he's getting the studio gig now with NBC for CBS for the NCAA tournament. Like, you start seeing some cross blend. That's a hell of a crossover.
I saw Dungy's no longer going to be on the Sunday Night Football show.
Apparently, they're trying to make a run at Mike Tomlin, Cam Hayward, or Aaron Rodgers.
They want guys on site too, not in studio. They're changing the dynamics of the show. Everybody's trying to be like game day or something. I don't know. Anyway,
I don't know that it's going to work out very well, but I'm glad for him.
We'll see. You know what works out? Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin works
Every
out.
time.
Check them out. The best in the business. World-class care right here at home. Oh, the clinics are awesome. Johnson Creek coming on board online soon.
Let's go.
Check them out at orthowisconsin.com. If you have any orthopedic needs, you have a sports injury, your kid gets a sports injury, go see the best in the business. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. orthowisconsin.com. When we come back, when you say Wisconsin, you think Matt LePay, the voice of the Badgers, is going to join us. Next, we'll talk about the trip to the West Coast and what lies ahead. 2 regular season games left for the Badgers. Let's get it on a Monday. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Protect.
Rolling along the Monday edition of the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin, 920 Milwaukee, 1070 Madison. Matt LePay, voice of the Badgers, is going to join us momentarily. But game balls and kicks to the balls, we can't let this one slide again. It was our fault. Kick to the balls to us for not mentioning this on Friday. But game ball to the Atlanta Hawks.
Oh, God, yes. I have it written right here.
City night, celebrating the first ever, I think, collaboration between a major pro sports team and a strip club.
Yeah, I think you're pretty safe on saying that's the first one, Drew. I think that's pretty safe.
Only in
say.
Atlanta.
And only against the Orlando Magic, I guess, right? Like it definitely fits.
Makes me think of Lou Williams and lemon pepper barbecue and all that stuff.
And also Fernando Mendoza posted a picture of the Music City wing box the night before they played in the semifinal, and people were like, "Holy cow, this guy's so ready to be a Raider."
Yeah.
This guy has never been more ready to be a Las Vegas Raider if he's eating at Magic City night before a semifinal game.
So Hawks tickets not exactly in demand.
Far from.
But they've seen a spike on the secondary market for this game. It's just wild.
I heard Zion Williamson wanted to be there.
I think it's
James Harden.
It's funny.
Flying in on an off night to go.
Well, it's funny.
Player's favorite promotion.
That'll
definitely
see
be it. Oh my goodness.
I mean,
I do think we're a little bit further away from that happening at the Big Ten level. Like now, that would if all of a sudden we really start going in those collabs, then we've completely sold off to the cash.
In the press release, the Hawks referred to Magic City as an iconic cultural institution. That's some good wordplay right there, I would say. That's
There's a lot of culture going on.
Game ball to the Hawks.
Good work.
For Magic City night. And kick to the balls to us for not noticing it and remembering to do it. We knew it, but we didn't talk about it.
I'm going to let that fly.
Yeah,
to the balls to the silk.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, joining us now, the voice of the Badgers back from the West Coast trip from the Pacific Northwest. It's our pal, Matt LePay. Matt, welcome to the program. How you doing?
Doing well, guys. I'm a couple days late. I didn't want to wake up the next door neighbor in whatever hotel we were at in Seattle. So here we are. So
you didn't want to pull Bill. No worries. You didn't want to pull Bill Schmidt.
Yeah,
what you didn't
at the condo.
Didn't want to pull Bill Schmidt over at the condo complex. Good work, Matt. Proud of you. Good work.
Fantastic.
Smart.
All right, so Matt, Badgers. This was the Dickens trip. You know, best of times, worst of times. Awful game at Oregon. A pretty nice game. I think Braden Carrington just hit another 3. While we were talking.
I'm gonna let that fly.
Yeah, 3 threes in the last 3 minutes to get his record. So it was. Let's just say he wasn't shy. A lot of heat checks down the stretch, but hey, you know what? Good for him. He's having his best year as a college player. They brought him in part because they thought he could help on the defensive end of the floor. They didn't know that he had this kind of shooting ability. He had 7 threes in the game at Minnesota, which was a really big game for him, having been a Gopher for 2 years before he went to Tulsa. So yeah, it wasn't the prettiest game on Saturday, but they did what they had to do, and they didn't let one loss become 2. They played very poorly at Oregon. It's by the analytics, the worst loss of the year, even though that's still a quad 2 game, but it was still the worst loss of the season for Wisconsin. And to come back and play considerably better on Detlef Schrempf Day.
I was going to say,
that was pretty cool.
They didn't let the palpable energy of Detlef Schrempf night overtake because he got, they retired his jersey and everything like that. So that was pretty cool. But he did his best Detlef Schrempf impersonation because Detlef could stroke it from beyond long distance. Yeah,
he did. And sitting right across from us, right across from Butchie and I, the courtside seats at the opposite end were Gary Payton and Sean Kemp.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
I don't know if anybody was impersonating the glove out there defensively, but it was there. Like the old Sonics were gathered together.
That's pretty cool.
That's awesome. Somewhere George Karl was there trying to make a bad trade and tell somebody a story and not be interested. Anymore.
I like George.
I personally have some fond memories, but it seems like nobody liked George Karl anymore.
I like George.
Well, I'm just okay. Let me make a different joke. Okay, somewhere he was there wearing an outfit that didn't match or something.
Oh yeah, okay.
I like your first one.
Your first one was
proud of you.
So, Matt, we were talking about this last week. Is 20 wins still the magic number in college basketball? Does it still have meaning? Badgers have done it a lot. Greg Gard's done it 8 times. is it still recognized as a number, or is it something that's just kind of washed down the river these days?
Yeah, it's interesting you ask. I think with a lot of people, it's probably more the latter, because when we had Greg on after the game, I said, look, man, I don't know if 20 wins gets the run that it used to, because you're guaranteed 32 games. Next year, it'll be 33. You're 31 regular season and at least one conference tournament game. But the fact that they've done it 5 years in a row, I mean, their gap year was the NIT. 3 years ago now, where they went on a run and got to the semis of that. That means you've avoided that really tough year, right? And you could still be decent depending on your schedule and circumstances and not get to 20. So I still think it's a thing, Drew. But clearly in the world of the people who cover college basketball, it doesn't get the run that it once did, because you do play a few more games now. But I still think it's something to be. If not a standing ovation, you got to give it at least a polite round of applause. It's a sign of consistency.
The expanded league and everything, it would seem like
one of the first benchmarks, right?
Yeah, I mean, I still think it carries some weight. I mean, it might not in terms of the all Armin's Ken Palm might be more important nowadays than just that 100%.
Well,
yeah.
I would say it's still a benchmark. It doesn't tell the whole story, but it's part of the story. And I think the measure of a program is the consistency of a program. The floors and the ceilings. So when you mentioned that when that's the low, the gap year, that means you have a pretty good program going. So 20 losses is not as good, let me tell you. So 20 wins is a lot better.
Matt said it very nicely. I wasn't going to be as nice. He said they've avoided the Marquette 2026.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah. So it's now, as you mentioned, not all wins are created equal in Division I. Miami of Ohio is fighting that battle right now, but definitely a measure of consistency when you do it in the league that the Badgers have done it in.
Yeah, I think so. And you've got teams, you got 2 or 3 teams, I think you can make a legitimate argument that could maybe win the national championship. And when you have 18 teams, you're going to have some bad teams too, or bad years. But one thing that's been interesting, and it's not the first year that we've seen this, but we're seeing it. I mean, obviously we saw Oregon play pretty well against Wisconsin, which did not play well last Wednesday. Penn State beats Iowa. That's a big time game. Minnesota, they're basically playing 6 guys, and they get a big win over the weekend. So even the schools at the bottom or near the bottom of the conference standings are still having their moments. So yeah, I do think I agree with you, Drew. I think 20 wins it needs to be recognized for what they've been able to do. If your worst year in a stretch of time is 18 or 19 wins. In the moment, that gets fans all, upset, and, media will say or write things. But I do think it says something about the consistency of this program. It's kind of like the Brewers. You're always, you have a shot. You have a shot. And now, the final judgment is postseason play, no matter what sport we're talking about, but maybe none more so than this, because college basketball, to be honest, a lot of people start to pay attention right about now.
Right about now.
Yep.
I'm not going to take any credit for this, but I did think, looking at the last 4 games on the Badger schedule, I'm like, they're due for one clunker.
Oh, you called that one.
And it was Oregon. I called it last week, and it's maybe good that they got out of the way the first one. Now, as long as you don't step back against Maryland, you play decent against Purdue. Was that a well-timed loss, like that refocusing loss before the Big Ten tournament, just to get, now that we're into March, was that in any way, I'm looking for a silver lining in the performance in Oregon?
Yeah, probably. I don't know if you'd ever get a coach to admit it, but it is one of those. These guys are, there wasn't much atmosphere at Oregon, and there wasn't much atmosphere at Ohio State when they played there a couple weeks ago. And it seems like this is an oversimplistic way of describing it, but you have guys on this team, they like the buzz in the building, even when they're against you. I mean, Michigan was packed. Illinois was packed on the road. They played really well there. So it's probably not the worst thing in the world, Drew. I mean, they get a reminder, and Greg has been saying this throughout really most of the year. When they're right, they have proven they can play with anybody. When they're not right, they're vulnerable against anybody. And that was really illustrated in the game against Oregon. They're a team. Oregon's team doesn't shoot the ball very well, but it did against Wisconsin. I think Wisconsin made it easy for them at times, live ball turnovers, especially in the second half. So, yeah, it's probably never hurts to get humbled. And now you just hope they can stay right, this week, and then whatever, next week, whatever happens in the Big Ten tournament. I mean, obviously you're in it, you want to win it, but we all know where the final judgment comes. So hopefully that's their bad loss. They flush it, they move.
Well, you mentioned it too. Like when you are looking for the atmosphere, the Big Ten tournament could be a great atmosphere in there. You don't necessarily know what it's going to be like when you play and in that spot and in that moment. But to be able to recalibrate your expectation and then suddenly flip it to that place seemed kind of hostile at Washington. It was live. That Oregon field did have a very much 11 a.m. at Ryan field to it. Like I don't know if it was just the visuals of the court, but it looked like tall grass that they were trying to plot through.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of juice in the building that night. I mean, they're struggling. They won 4 games in the Big Ten. They weren't retiring anybody's jersey. Washington hasn't drawn that well, but it was pretty close. It looked pretty close to full. And it's a 9,200 seat. It's an older place. It kind of reminds me of the UW Fieldhouse in some ways. I mean, it just it's a good gym. It's a good basketball gym. And I think the fact that they were retiring Detlef Schrempf, number 22, and you had some star power in the building, and they were giving away towels. Giveaways always work. So it was pretty good for a team that's just not very good and has been hit hard by injury. They're still trying to find their way under their second-year head coach, Danny Sprinkle. But yeah, there was a little bit more in there. And another thing that I think, guys, too, that's probably not the worst thing. Nick Boyd got there was a double technical assessed pretty early in the game. There was some chirping. Nick will chirp now and then. It's just his nature. And while we both thought, Butchie and I both thought they probably didn't need to issue a double tech there, it's probably not a bad idea that there was one. Another lesson learned to a specific player. I mean, he's got experience. He's been to a Final Four. But when you get into the NCAA tournament, you're going to get crews who don't know you. And you're going to get some who maybe give you a lot of leeway, and you're going to get others who don't. I mean, case in point was that second round game that Wisconsin played against BYU last year,
right?
Where maybe the most egregious technical foul went against BYU. There was a BYU player called for a foul. The guy looks up at the video screen for the replay. He sees the replay, and he throws his hands out. He gets a little animated, and boom, he gets hit with a technical. That was a bit of a ref show, but it's a lesson. Like, be careful. What you might get away with in February, when you get into the middle and the third week of March, that ain't going to happen. So now you know.
It's March for the refs too, right? It's March for the refs too. Yeah. They've been waiting for this game all year long, and whether you want to admit it or not, they want to be a part of the game, and they will be more juiced up a lot. You're right, some. Yeah. And sadly, I know it seems like maybe I'm just listening to too much Brad Underwood, but it does seem like the variance of officials and scheduling. Now, maybe it locks in once you get to the tournament time, and you are obviously going to get more of the all-star crews. But Matt, that is a case where all of a sudden you're right. There's going to be a lot of variance as to who has seen you play.
You see coaches all year go well outside of the coaching box. Nothing's called. In the tournament, you could have 1 foot outside, and you could get a crew that'll hit you with it. That's just the very close to the letter of the law. It's not. I don't say this as a criticism, really. It's pot luck, the kind of crew you're going to get and how closely a game is going to be called. Now, some you can bludgeon each other, but and others, little nickel dimers are called throughout the course of the game, and taunting and technical flagrant fouls are officiated much more closely. So it'll be interesting. That again, I just think Nick getting that technical there, it ended up being no big deal either way. It didn't affect the game. Like, okay, here's a reminder. You don't know what you're going to get in terms of the whistle once you get into the postseason. So it's his nature to talk. He's a good dude. He's been a terrific player for Wisconsin, but that's just one example of many, I think, of not just talking, but just physical play, this, that, or the other that players throughout the country now you got to be aware of, because you're not quite sure what kind of a crew you're going to get in the tournament.
A good point.
Yeah, it is.
On the way out, Matt, should Billy go to the window and bet on a big breakout game from John Blackwell? There's a guy who's due. Like he's a good player, and it's time for him to heat up again. Is that in the cards this week, you think?
I think so. Yeah, he's been a quiet last couple games for him. We all know how good he can be, or how good he is. So yeah, I think the little mini slump is about to come to an end, Billy.
Yeah, I got a good feeling about that one. That one feels like one that's definitely going to get taken into the
Sounds like a Billy bet.
Well,
Sounds like it to me.
Listen, also been on last couple of days at the Marcus Majestic Theater here in Brookfield. I got to see a Road at Night last week. We named Jarrell Moore the next day Superhero of the Week with Current Electric. Man, I've never been more inspired by a young man than Jarrell Moore during that piece. And also more scared of somebody I never met before in my entire life. Damn, Stu Jackson was a hell of a cat. That first meeting that they have of the team meeting, I think a lot of folks that have been around sports can level with a meeting like that when one guy, the teammate that's going to ask the question. I love that Howard still had to ask a question.
Yeah, Stu's never going to win the Warm and Fuzzy Award, but I think he was the perfect coach. I think he's underrated in the history of Wisconsin basketball. He was only here 2 years.
Big time.
But he wasn't afraid to shake things up. He actually wanted people to dress up the field house a little bit, maybe fix the broken windows in the building. Maybe put a coat of paint on some, a lot of chipped wood in that place. So, and in addition to putting together a team that finally made the NCAA tournament. So it is a funny story that in the first meeting when Howard was suggesting that they schedule a little tougher in the non-conference, even if you're going to lose, you're going to lose a few more games. But Jarrell's unbelievable. He's
gosh.
He'll walk into a room. Well, we had the premiere a couple of weeks ago. He was the best dressed guy there, just like his dad always is. You can see the coaching attire with Howard when he was on the staff. And he's a sophomore. He's a sophomore at Edgewood University here in Madison. So, but he wants to be like his father. And as we told him a couple of weeks ago, or we told him multiple times, I'd say you're well on your way to doing that.
Well on his way.
Just a great
Absolutely.
kid.
Unbelievable.
Matt, thanks for getting up early with us. Have a great week. Enjoy the ceremony, the pomp and circumstance of the last home game at the Kohl Center. It's already here.
Mm-hmm. All right, boys. Take care. Have a good week.
All right. Matt LePay, voice of the Badgers. All right. We mentioned Magic City, Atlanta is a iconic cultural institution. Ours is Saz's.
Yes.
Saz's, the finest, 55th in state, celebrating 50 years this year. We have a new contest for you, baby. Check it out. You go to the iHeart app. We have that microphone there, the talk back. We want you to talk back to us, and you have a chance to win a prize if you do that this week. And the prize is pretty spectacular. You can join us at the Brewers game on March 28th. We'll be in the iHeart Suite at American Family Field. Little Saz's pregame with a gift card with you for a private shuttle to and from the game. We're going to hang out with us. It's a VIP package in honor of the finest. And all you have to do is go to the iHeart app, use the talkback mic, and you can leave your name and your favorite memory of Saz's or your favorite Saz's menu item. And the favorite Saz memory message, it counts as an entry. We're going to draw 3 winners next week, and we will you'll be joining us. So it's going to be a blast. Check it out. Use the talkback app function on the iHeartRadio app, that little red microphone, to talk back to us and have your chance to win a VIP package, a VIP experience from Saz's, the finest.
Got a feeling there's going to be a lot of sampler platter answers.
Huge.
I got a feeling there's going to be a lot of sampler platter answers. Smart answer right there.
Absolutely. Saz is the finest. Shout out to our friend Saz. He's amazing. Closing ceremonies are coming up. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Time flies when you're having fun. Time for us to get out of here on the Huddle. Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin. Drew, Billy, and Armin. But first, Billy, we have a new advertising partner to tell folks about.
A new feature, a new partner, and a new fun way to close out the show. Today's Who's Hot, Who's Not. It's a segment brought to you by Donovan and Jorgensen Heating and Cooling, serving the community for over 40 years. Donovan Jorgensen Heating and Cooling.com. And if you're looking for an easy choice that is looking to be able to go and fix or replace your furnace or air conditioner, Donovan Jorgensen Heating and Cooling is the place to be. They're our choice. Honest Wisconsin people, been doing great work for over 40 years. Ask them also right now about the 60-month 0% interest deal on select systems going on DonovanJorgensen.com for more information. Who's hot? We talked about with the Pistons. How about David Bakhtiari online? My man has decided that he's got some hot fingers. He is now tweeting out a lot of NFL opinions. And Drew, when it starts talking about offensive line play and who the Packers should go after, shooting down Jawan Taylor's name, I like that David Bakhtiari decided he wants to get into the fire.
Welcome to the punditocracy.
We need some more.
Gotta have some more juice.
We need some more. Who's not?
Special.
Well, the Milwaukee Bucks. They scored 8 points in the fourth quarter. That was not nearly as much fun to talk about.
Good Lord.
Oh, my God. It can't get worse tonight.
That's 27-0 runs will just kill you. Take you right out of the game.
They have a way of doing that. It can't get worse tonight against the Celtics, can it?
We hope not. We'll see you at 5 tomorrow. We're going to have some fun. Have a great Monday, everybody. Let's get it started. Let's dominate the week. Let's dominate March. Thanks for listening to The Huddle.
Peace.